Oh shit. What's up, Riley? I've just got to update CS, but it shouldn't take long.
Cool. How are you?
Yeah. Not bad. Had quite a relaxing day. Yourself?
It's great. It's beautiful here.
Weather good?
Yeah, blue skies. No
Same.
clouds in sight.
Same. It's because our countries are basically brothers.
Well, I mean, the weather in London is not exactly known for its blue skies.
Exactly. Would you say Canada is known for its fine weather?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice here.
I would say it's known to the outsider for being bastard cold all the time, which is obviously
it's 12
not.
degrees here.
I've been
the
there in
middle
summer.
of summer, so.
I've been there in the summer.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. But I've also been there in the winter, and it's unbelievable. And you're calling it 12 degrees, beautiful day. See what I'm saying? In the UK, people, 15 degrees, it's sweltering. We're brothers.
Yeah,
So there is
that's
to it.
fair.
Do you know the origin of the name Canada?
It means village. It's from an Algonquin word, I think.
Ah. Interesting.
Yeah, but it means village.
Would you describe Canada as a village?
Yeah, just one big old village.
Have you ever been to Winnipeg?
No, I've never been west of Ontario.
Wow.
Canada's a big place. I mean, it's hard to go everywhere. I'd
You
like
say
to
that,
go
Riley,
someday,
but
though.
you're also a young man. I'd like to think that you would explore your nation a little more as you get older. But if you don't have a reason to go there, what are you, 21? 22?
Yeah, 21.
21. You got no reason. You haven't got any money to travel. You're a young man. I would hope that you would go to your Vancouvers, and all those places. Travel across Canada, perhaps with a backpack, perhaps on a camel, something like that. Something a real Canadian animal, like a camel. Hop on a camel.
Yeah.
Go on what people call the Great Canadian Expedition, where you ride a camel around Canada. I'm just firing up CSGO.
Okay. Yeah, I might go out west someday.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate on Winnipeg, but everybody I've known from Winnipeg is very nice.
I think they have to be because Winnipeg's a shithole. I'm just saying. Like, I know a lot of people
Have you ever
who
been to
hate
Winnipeg?
No, I haven't, but I've got some Canadian friends who are always slagging off Winnipeg.
There's a song by the Weaker Thans called One Great City, and it's about how much Winnipeg sucks.
There you go. Some friends of mine lived in Thunder Bay, or T Bay as they called it, and they'd always talk about how fucking awful it was. And I was like, "Why don't you move?" I was like, "Ah." And now he has actually moved, and he's like, "Life is so much better here." I think Thunder Bay was pretty shitty. Right, I'm capturing the game. CSGO. Italy. Wow. I hope they do play Italy.
As well.
What does?
North Bay.
North Bay.
North Bay's a shithole.
Which side of the country is that on?
It's just directly north of me, so it's just like central Ontario.
Huh.
But it is horrid. It's cold, full of meth addicts. It's a terrible place.
Wow. Sounds like a corker. Oh, this looks like a truly grim game. Why would it cut away? The director is off his nut, I'm telling you.
I actually am not in the lobby yet.
You got time. It's the same link as last week. If you need me to send it to you, I can do that.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm connecting.
Who sees a chicken and doesn't shoot it? Honestly.
One tree kid be just resubbed for 5
you on Rhino?
months. In-house.
Yeah, now Matt T.
And now Matt T.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh. This is like the... You said Italy. I was thinking the other one.
You were thinking of canals, weren't you?
No. You know
Inferno?
what? There's a
Were
lot
you thinking of Inferno?
Yeah, Inferno.
Right.
There's a lot of CSGO maps set in Italy.
I think it's because if you have the textures for one Italy, it's much easier to just use the same textures for other maps and say, yeah, this is also Italy, which is of course famed for its terrorism and counter-terrorism, I guess, apparently.
I think, but Canals doesn't use any of the same textures.
Well, so you think, but you might just not have noticed.
I might just be wrong, yeah.
I'm sure that these walls and houses pop up in Canals at some point.
Yeah, probably. You ever been to Venice?
I have,
Roy
yeah.
Olivaro just
Couple of
resubbed
times,
for
I
9
think.
months.
Well, maybe just once. No, just once.
I had my backpack stolen in Venice.
That sounds about right.
I had it stolen, and I came across it because it's not very big, Venice. I came across a cafe with a bunch of other backpacks, and mine was just sitting there.
Did you reclaim it?
I did, but my camera was gone.
The pickpockets in Venice are unbelievable. Anywhere that's got a lot of tourists is going to be like that, in all honesty.
Rawin_Hobo just
I went there on a
resubbed for
school
5
trip.
months.
It was a school trip to Venice. We had to pay, but it was like you know, sort of fairly ludicrous attempt to educate us, I guess, about foreign countries. I went to France and I went to Italy. Those were the two places we went with school. And France was in my first year at school, so I would have been about 11 or 12. It was terrible. I didn't speak a word of French. I got very ill when I was there. I was there for 2 weeks. And
Holy shit, that's quite a long school trip.
Very long. The French exchange was 2 weeks in France. And we would all meet up and get on a coach. And then go off and do a trip, like a couple, like, you know, 3-4 times a week. The teachers would come and get us and take us off. But looking back on it now, it was basically me living with a French family for a fortnight and not being able to speak any French, and then not speaking a word of English. Like, the mum and dad didn't speak a word of English. They had a son who spoke some English, and a little bit, like, from school. And I taught him to speak, to play chess. Like, he didn't know where any of the pieces went, so we just tried to play. But yeah, it was utterly bizarre. And the exchange student, like my alternate, if you like, who came to live with my mum and sister for 2 weeks, we swapped at the same time, rather than do what you expect to do, which is you go over and they show you around and you meet their friends and they teach you some French, you teach them some English. And, you know, you make a friend. Instead of that, we just swapped at the same time. I met her for 10 seconds on the return. She gave me a big hug, and I gave her a big hug. And that was it. That was the last time I ever saw her.
That is so weird. That is really, really strange.
Now, the only reason I can think of that we did that is because our school was an all-boys school and very conservative. And I think that
so
they
didn't want
thought,
you mingling with girls.
right, we don't. God forbid we spend 2 weeks with a French girl. I mean, these were like, you know, the French girls will corrupt our English youth, you know. So I'm pretty sure they just wouldn't allow it to happen. But it would have been great. It would have been great. I have no doubt in my mind that she would have been my first French kiss. Would have been sick.
You don't even know her.
It doesn't matter, mate. I was 11 or 12. She was 11 or 12. The French are like that, you know. I will teach you our French ways. That's what I remember thinking. But then we got there and she'd already come back. I was like, oh fuck. Well, there goes that plan.
You must have been so disappointed.
I was very disappointed. We played ping pong. A couple of the other kids from my school were staying in the same sort of close. It was like a sort of cul-de-sac. And they were like the house that we were in. The family they were so nice, but the dad was like the most French dude you could imagine, and the mum was just like also incredibly French. She was very sweet, really. Obviously, I reminded her of her son. I was like about 5-6 years younger than him, so, and it was clear. Like, I think they were talking and saying, "This is ridiculous. Why have they done this? Like, he doesn't speak any French." Like, it was like halfway through the first year of learning French. And you had to say, open the door, close the door, open the window, close the window, yes, no, my name is, and where I'm from. Because you don't learn that quickly. They just chucked us out there. It was mad. So I had my phrase book, and I would look things up in there. So when I was ill, I would look up the word for saying I am really ill, and I'd show it to them. and she didn't get me. She got me a little bit of medicine, but mainly it was herbs from the garden that she would make into a tea and get me to drink that. And I felt awful. Did I tell you this? I was sick in my bed at night. I woke up the next morning and I'd been sick in my bed because I was ill. But I'd been sick off the edge of my bed, and it had all landed on my French vocab book, which was my only means of communicating with these people. And I was so embarrassed because I was a kid. I was literally a little kid. So I tucked the sheet right under rather than tell them because I was so embarrassed. And I hid my book under the bed. So get this, Riley. Get this. About 4 years later, I'm in Bournemouth. I was literally 11, dude. Like I was so horrified by what had happened, and I was so embarrassed. I didn't know how to tell them. So I was like, I just hid everything. So that about 4 or 5 years later, I'm walking through Bournemouth, and this tall French lad runs up to me, and he says, Edouard. And I was like, yeah? And he handed me my French vocab book. He handed it to me. He had brought it with him on the off chance, because they knew I was from Bournemouth. Bournemouth has a big language school thing. He was over there to learn, and just in case he bumped into me, he brought the book and he handed it to me. I was mortified and astounded at the same time. It was like the most bonkers coincidence.
That's horrific.
It was crazy. But I felt so bad about what I'd done. But I think now, and I think I can imagine, I can remember it so well, that trip. I remember it rained one night, and the rain was so heavy that it was coming. They had a balcony so it was like the ground floor, and then the garage access underground, which was like the garage, but they had a ping pong table in, and then you had the ground floor, which was like the living room and a couple of other things. But then upstairs was the main living room with the telly and everything, and the kitchen and the bedrooms. So it was like a weird shaped house, but it was really nice. But the balcony was like this stone balcony that you could open the French doors in the living room. You'd open them out, and then you were on the stone balcony. But it had no drainage. So when it rained, it just filled up with water, and the water was pouring in through the double doors into the living room. And me and the mum and the son were literally pots and pans bailing out like a sinking ship, trying to get water off this balcony before it flooded the living room. And she was like, do I have a minute? Shouting all this kind of stuff. And I was like bailing water off as fast as I could. It was crazy.
And I just can't imagine carrying around a book full of 4-year-old vomit.
Well, I mean, they'd cleaned it up. They'd cleaned it up.
Yeah, but it's still tainted.
It is tainted. It is clearly tainted. I mean, I didn't want it, and it was my only link to speaking French. This was my Bible. Like, if I didn't have this, I couldn't talk to them at all. And I had to shove it under the bed. Like, I was just so scared. I was like, oh my God, they're going to be really angry. I remember one evening, the father asking me, where is the salt? Over and over, où est the salt? Où est le salt? Over and over again, just to see. And I didn't know what he was saying. And I could see he went to the mother, ugh, I don't know. He was obviously saying, why did they send this kid over? This is ridiculous. I feel bad for him, and he doesn't speak any French. And how's our daughter getting on and everything? You know, what a ridiculous idea. That was the conversation, the gist of it. I'm looking back now, I guess. Because I would be saying, why the fuck have they done this stupid exchange? Because his daughter probably spoke a decent amount of English. I remember my mum and my sister, she lived with them for a bit. Like, for the 2 weeks that I was over in France, she was living with my mum and my sister. I remember one morning, my mum made her a cup of coffee and gave her a bowl of cereal, and she poured the coffee over the cereal. And my sister thought it was the funniest thing she'd ever seen. And she was like really embarrassed. But she spoke a little bit of English, but again, not much. If they'd waited a couple of years, it would have been all right. But instead of this literally total beginner, and you send them over there, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I speak a little French, and I would have no idea.
I would be all right now. Like, no problem. But back then, at 11 or 12, ridiculous. I was 1-0 to the terrorists. Well done, lads. Rhino actually fucking stepping up. I knew he'd get good at this.
It didn't take him very long either.
No. I'd love to find out what my French exchange partner is up to now and talk to her. Find out what it was like.
Yeah, if she could speak English, then I'm sure it was.
I'm sure. I guarantee you she can. A lot of the young French people I've met can speak English really well. Matt T has a broken hand or broken wrist.
Is
and
this
he's
true?
playing, yeah.
He's 0-1, so I mean, unless he does really well, then
we can blame the wrist.
yeah.
Reg barely alive, but getting a kill. Oh, Matt goes. Oh no, they got Reg. Matt is still alive.
I like all these doorways.
Oh, he can't turn his little mouse.
Oh, God. Oh no, Matt.
Woodzoom just resubbed for 63 months. Both
63
champion.
months. Thank you, Woody Zor.
Wow.
He said everything to his mouse?
What do you... Sorry, he's like, so he's not using his like left hand?
I assume not.
So
first of all, Larry, I'm 45. Second of all, she's not still 11. She's probably 45 herself.
I had a when I went to a camp, it was like a leadership camp in high school.
Targan
There's this
underscore
Slovakian
team just
girl
resubbed for
there.
27 months.
And I like had the biggest crush on her.
Oh yeah.
The entire 2 weeks I was there, and I like got home and I was like, Dad, I've got to go like on a
I need to go to Slovakia
on
right
a trip
now.
to Slovakia.
Oh man. The thing is,
And I was,
when
like,
you're
so
young
convinced.
and you meet someone that you're like, you fall in love so hard and so fast. You're like, I will move heaven and earth to be with this person I barely know. Like, it's so funny.
It is, yeah. I really did not know her at all. She barely spoke any English as well. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love her, Dad. That's it. I'm moving to Slovakia. Oh my
I want to
god.
go to Slovakia, Dad.
That's so funny.
Oh, they got a hostage out as well.
Yeah, they did. 2-1.
The helicopter pad texture is super buggy for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
alright
it
to
looks
me.
like when when there's like two textures like overlapping and it like does that weird flickering
Glitches
thing.
and stuff, yeah.
That's
Oh,
what it's doing for me.
That's odd.
Just
Because I grew up in Bournemouth, well, most of the time anyway. It's a big holiday town, so you get a lot of people coming down there for a week or two in the summer, and we would routinely, me and my friends, fall in love with some girl who'd come down for the summer, and it was so funny looking back. We'd like write letters to each other and everything, and they'd live in like Leeds or somewhere like that, like miles away. There's no way I'm ever seeing this girl again, but I do remember that really well, that feeling of becoming absolutely besotted with some girl. It was funny.
It? Oh, couldn't get the other kill.
Couldn't get the other one. Close.
Yeah, we had a lot of like shit. We had like a lot of summer camps in growing up in Oklahoma, and so it was just like
Yeah,
full
right.
of
So
people who,
fill me in on this. So you're Canadian, but you actually spent time in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I lived in. So I moved from Canada to Oklahoma when I was 7.
Okay.
And then back up when I was 19.
Okay. So you've actually spent quite a lot of time because you've still got a pretty strong Canadian accent, I'd say. So you did spend a decent amount of time in Oklahoma. What's it like there? I have no idea what Oklahoma's like.
It's not great.
What's wrong with it?
It's a lot. It's like a lot of. Have you ever been to like small town America?
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
Oh,
It's just
just
like
all
a lot
over.
of. Yeah, it's very sprawling. There's no centralized anything. It's just like fucking houses as far as the eye can see.
What's
then,
what's the
like,
biggest
one
thing in
main street.
Oklahoma?
Adema Ihra
Apart
just
from
resubbed for 63 months.
The Surreys with the
Wunu.
fringe on top.
The part where I lived in, it was probably like Tulsa. People would go to Tulsa a lot to like go see vacations, or sorry, go to vacation or go see concerts or whatever. But there's not really much in Tulsa. it's just kind of a hellhole.
Is Oklahoma City a place, or am I making that up? Is it big?
No, I've been to. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty shitty too. Except there's one bit called Bricktown. It's like right on a river, and it's like old It's like places full of bricks. It looks looks
That's
very
a good name.
Victorian.
Ah.
Obviously, London that's like the whole city. So it probably wouldn't be very cool to you.
Well, I mean, no, because when I went to Boston, I felt like I was in an old place. Like, the buildings in Boston were some proper old-looking buildings, and there was like an architectural style that was clearly old. And in New York, when you walk around the brownstones and all the rest of it, there are definitely parts of America where you walk around and you think, all right, this doesn't feel like the architecture doesn't feel too dissimilar to London. It's not like the houses we have in London are from the fucking medieval era. You know, they're all
no.
Victorian, Georgian, and some older, but most of them are sort of Victorian and Georgian.
Yeah, it's all right. Lots of tornadoes.
Oh, really? In Oklahoma, it's a big tornadoes.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Tomato Town?
What is? That's a place in Fortnite, I think. Someone in chat say that, or
it was man. I've never heard of it. I don't know any of the names of the areas in Fortnite. Is that song?
Yeah.
Just drop down Tomato Town or something like that, right?
Something like that.
I remember. My daughter loves that song. She thinks it's hilarious.
I found that song far before it became popular.
Oh, Trendsetter Riley. Were you one of the early sharers? Check this out, guys.
I was, yeah.
Oh, really?
Because of I was playing Minecraft with Thomas, and we were listening to stupid parodies of songs, and I found that like months before it was popular.
Wow.
I'm a hipster, guys.
You are.
Big battle here.
Yeah, I don't know this map at all, so it looks like it's a lot of annoying little angles. Oh, the reload. The T's are not winning this. I'm saying it right now. The CTs are making a much better fist of this. Get his gun! Why wouldn't you get his gun?
Now, I've avoided talking about it, but I can't anymore.
What?
Kyle, your crosshair is criminal.
It's the worst thing ever.
I think he must do it for a joke, because he can't be serious.
If it's a joke, he's done it every week we've done the in-houses, and it's the only person it's affecting is him. All right, now I'm getting that thing, but that spinning thing is the blades of the helicopter cock flying away. You saw that?
It looks terrible, though.
Yeah, it does. But that flickering is the light flickering through the blades of the helicopter. Can the T's pull this back? Myth is on 8 kills. I think everyone else is. I mean, Rhino, Ludovicus, and Savage and Jesper are struggling. But Soups and Matty, Super Duper Noob is playing. The coward himself. The slow peek. You never want to do that in CSGO. Oh, Ludovicus.
I like this. I do like this map. It's got like the weird angles plus like the desk so you can hide behind a little chair here.
Yeah. It's got something going for it.
It feels far more natural, like a real place than
it does.
Any other CSGO map.
Yes, you're right. I can imagine working here. Flying in by helicopter.
Hill and Murphy.
On the Hill and Murphy.
They should have used like one of those fake names for instead of just Underhill and Murphy.
So Magneto asks, I wonder what the connection is with keeping your aim at like hip level for lower players. They just all seem to do it. Because legit, every game ever, headshots are always more damage. This is true. I'll tell you what I think it is, Puss, and I've found this in a lot of games, is that if you have your crosshair higher, you can see less of the ground in front of you. Like, you can't just hold your gun higher. You have to tilt your whole body up to aim at head level to the point where you feel like it would be like walking with your nose in the air if you had a nosebleed or something and not really being able to see the ground. So I think that the instinct for most people is to keep it low so they can see where they're going. If you think about it, when you're walking, you're not walking with like if you could imagine that you'd have to tilt your head up at like 30-degree angle to aim for a headshot. That feels unnatural walking like that. So I think a lot of people keep their aim low just because it feels more comfortable for the purposes of walking about. I honestly think that's it. I mean, when you're holding an angle, I don't understand why people just point at the ground, but...
Yeah, they tend to do it a little less when they're holding an angle, but they still do it a lot.
Yeah.
God, that crosshair's so bad.
It's abysmal. There's no...
He can't genuinely play with it.
Yeah. There's no
That's
logic behind it. Some people have said it's a bug and that it's not that. It is that. It is 100% that. That is his crosshair.
Yeah, they're always aiming at the hips.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't bother him because he's always using like an AUG. But man.
No, Zadov, you should just aim for the head. You should just try and walk around at head level. Because the thing is, you only need to land like one shot. Like in CSGO, the players that you play against who you'll be holding an angle and they'll come around the corner and dome you. That's the play. Like headshots in CS is king. If you're not headshotting people, you're probably losing a duel. Because you can fire 5 shots and they'll fire 1 and they will win. Like that's just the way it is. I'll show you KBJ's crosshair when he's not aiming down the sight. Oh, it looks normal to me now.
No, to me it's still bugged.
Okay,
or
so
not bugged. It's still terrible.
So if you can imagine his crosshair, when I've seen it on previous weeks, it might be different on the org. I don't know. It might be a weird bug, but it's essentially if you can imagine an X that is the entire screen, top to bottom, left to right, in a very faint green. That's what his crosshair is.
Oh no, he's not got that anymore.
Oh. What is it?
It's still huge.
Oh, but well, no. When I just spec'd him, it wasn't that at all. So,
was it just like a normal one?
Well, he's dead, so I can't say at the moment. But yes, it was a normal, normal-ish crosshair.
Huh. No, I had
Pegasus just resubbed for 7
a huge,
months.
like black and white cross with it just blocks out everything.
Yeah, that's what I've seen
at.
normally. That's what I see normally when I look at KBJ. We'll see. No, see, for me, it's just a regular green crosshair. That's all I'm seeing here.
No, for me, it's still... I'll send you a screenshot. But...
All right. No, I know what it looks like previously, but yeah. It's abysmal.
It is terrible.
It's a disaster! I mean, if he's extremely drunk, maybe having a massive crosshair is a benefit.
That's actually a good... That's a good shout. Does he ever play anything sober?
Don't know.
I have no idea how this map works. Soups wants to do a cool angle here. He's gonna flash, and then look.
Nice.
Got him.
3v3.
He's completely safe on these angles, but he doesn't know it yet. The other guys are just running around getting...
Oh, a little early. Oh, that's shocking. So if you don't mind me asking, why did you move to Oklahoma in the first place?
He just bounced that grenade off
he
Matthew's
did.
head.
And Matthew was on 2 health. That's a win for the T's. Was it? Did your parents or your mum or your dad take you down there, or what was the deal?
Yeah, my dad got a new job, so he just moved the family down there. His side of the family is from Kansas, so
okay.
It's not too far.
So you're technically half American.
Yep, I have dual citizenship.
Ah. The best of both worlds.
Well,
Look,
yeah, I mean,
if things go tits up in Canada, you can ditch, and vice versa.
I feel like the opposite might be more likely.
I'm wondering if I could still get Canadian citizenship. I haven't lived there forever. My dad has relinquished his citizenship, but I still have my Canadian citizen card and passport. Yeah, so I wonder if I could go and say, look, I used to be Canadian. It wasn't my choice to not stay one. Could you help me out? Wonder what they'd say. No way.
No, can't do it. Sorry, bud.
Sorry, bud. You're on your own. Oh!
The leg shot.
It's enough. Munt, mate. A lot of weird angles. Munt, you're half English and half French, and you're flaming someone who's half Canadian and half American. Just think about that.
I really want to see what he said, because if he said anything other than...
He said, dual citizenship between America and Canada is like being half leper and half brain dead. Listen, he's never been to Canada, I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
I doubt he even knows where it is if it wasn't for Hoy. Just an utter goon. Ludovicus? Canada is great. I love Canada.
Mont found something other than...
Live, Ludovicus! Just hide and live! He got the hostage!
Big underscore B.
He got the hostage! Matt got the hostage with seconds to play!
Oh, and it gives him more time. Oh, but he's... Yeah.
He's super dead.
I didn't realize it gave him more time.
Magneto, you kind of stopped seeing these things after a while. The number of times that the lads self-nade, self-molly, self-flash. It's all just background noise at this point. But yes, he probably did self-molly and died to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you...
You watch these week in, week out, it's like Vietnam. Some guy gets blown apart by a landmine, you're just like, yep, another day in the bush.
We wouldn't have any time to talk if we were commenting on all the times that someone fucks up in this game. Like, yeah, look at that. Is that what he wanted to do? Absolutely not.
Who knows? Who knows? They seem to have figured out some kind of angles, though. It seems to be getting harder for the CTs. Looking at the scoreboard, yeah, the T's have won 3 in a row, so they figured something out.
You called it very early for the CTs.
No, I said they were doing well.
But okay, that's fair then. They were doing well at that point. Yeah, they do like to buy. I think they've learned that they need to buy and use utility, but they don't know how and where and when to use it. Granted, I don't either, but...
No.
They're just gonna line them up and mow them down. This fucking camera angle.
What did he shoot?
He shot the hostage. He just off the hostage in the head.
You know when they do those YouTube videos where someone's talking about something, and for some reason they always have a map of them jumping around in a CS jump map thing? Where you have to
yeah.
I don't know why they do. I guess it's just so you have something to look at, but that was like a big thing a few years ago where every fucking video where someone was talking about gaming, it would be like background with some CSGO jumping map. I feel like the Inhouses, when it's you and me and we're just literally talking bollocks for a few hours, this is just background noise most of the time. It's only when something really cool happens.
Yeah, unless something's extraordinarily good or extraordinarily bad,
right.
It's just kind of...
On the whole, it's just garbage CS, so how much can you see, really?
Yeah, Dota is not like that, though.
No.
You got me in for one of the Dota Inhouses.
Dota is, there's always something to be talking about. Because there's 10 heroes, and they can all be doing something a lot of the time. So when either they're not... Oh, still there!
It's just hanging out.
Carl gets shot with an AWP and just thinks, I'll just hold this angle. Oh! Whoa. Rhino! Oh. Ludovicus Orp putting Eri Orp to shame.
Well, we'll see. Eri's in game 2, I think, so...
Yeah, Eri's been doing alright lately in these in-houses, so he's had to step up. P-Op's going to slow peek this corner. Watch this. Nope, he's just going to hide.
Oh, there he goes. We can't see it because the auto-director gets one.
Dead.
Yeah, Rhino has picked up this game, and he's done well with it.
He has. He's 9-4. 9 deaths, but yeah, he's for given that I think this is his 3rd week playing in the in-houses, I want to say. He's done well.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous actually. If I was any good at video games, I'd be very happy with that, but alas, I'm not.
You're a good lad, Riley, but games is not your thing.
No, but I've kind of learned that I don't really give a shit about.
Yeah, me neither. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oof.
Jumpy Bean Sir Reg on Jumpy Bean Jesper. Bit of Jumpy Bean on Jumpy Bean action.
I'll be honest with you, if I was playing in this game and someone pulled out a molly, I would shoot them in the head. That would be the safest, quickest thing to do. Oh! Amazing. They do this, they flash, and then they never peek. They don't flash in order to use that flash to peek. They just chuck them. They just chuck them around. This is the last round of the half. So if you have a flash, you throw it, and then you just sort of wait.
And they just kind of throw them in big open areas.
They just chuck them.
They never throw them into rooms.
Also, like, you're meant to flash and then rush or peek or push or something. But they just chuck them and then hide. I think they know they're meant to buy them, but they don't really know why. I mean, to be fair, flashes are hard to use well. When you see people who know what they're doing, like when we've played some CS games, if the enemy is good, they'll get these flashes that explode exactly where you're looking. So let's say we're playing Inferno and we're on B site. They'll chuck these flashes that go off exactly in your line of sight. You don't even see them being thrown. You're just blind. And then another one comes after that, and another one comes after that, and you're like blind for like 10 seconds. And that is quality flashbang usage. These lads are just hoying them out there and then hiding. It's almost like this will hold them up for a second. Like that's what they're using them for. Munt linking his own clip. Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, next make it a command, buddy.
Ah! That's why you keep your gun at head level. Just live, Soups. 2v2. Oh,
nice, Soup.
Where's his mate? Just hide. Make him come to you. I'm a bit stuck here, boys. I don't know what to do.
How's your golfing going?
I haven't played in a while. It was about 3 weeks ago into the driving range. And my grouping was amazing, but it was all to the right. So I looked up how to correct my grip a little bit, and I want to go again, but it's just with the gym stuff I've been doing, I'm just knackered all the time. And also the main thing is the weather's been shit. Oh!
Rhino, well played, buddy.
On
3 HP.
3 health. So because the weather's been so shit, that's put me off, and also because I've been knackered a lot, that's put me off. But I might go to the driving range tomorrow because it has been a while, and I'd like to hit some balls.
Hit some balls. Yeah.
It is very satisfying.
It's a fun sport. It's a very, very chill sport if you find chill people to play it with.
Absolutely, I could not agree more. You play with dickheads, it's gonna be shit. But that's true of, like, I've played 5-a-side before with people who take it ultra seriously. It's just no fucking fun. You just want to, like, golf, play with the right people that are chill, But some people take it so seriously, like your performance reflects on them. It's like, just fucking play. Like, play your own game. It's a game that you play together, but essentially you're playing alone. Like, it's not it's not a team game. I mean, there are team events that you can do, but on the whole, just concentrate on your own game. If you have a great round, why isn't that enough? Why does it matter? But the etiquette of golf is kind of weird. Things like, you know, playing too slow or, you know, and all that kind of stuff, it is a factor. I remember that I haven't taken my golf etiquette lessons yet because I thought that sounds so lame, I'm not going to take them. But it's things like putting the green back after you've chunked a huge bit out of it and, you know, letting people play through and not taking forever. But I remember when we were playing, the last time I actually played a round, one of the guys we were with, who's a regular, it was like, oh, look at these old women. And there were these old ladies that play at the golf course. Golf is enjoyed extensively by the elderly, obviously. And my club is no different. There's a lot of oldies there. They're all very
I think
sweet.
every club is.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of oldies there. And to be fair, the ladies can hit the ball probably 40 or 50 yards. Like, that's the best shot they're going to get.
Oh, my God.
So they hit the ball. It barely goes like a 10-second walk. They hit it again. So in the minds of some of these guys, like, they're just holding us up. But I'm like, what's the rush? Like, just relax. Like, we're out in the fucking open on a beautiful golf course. Let them play their game. Like, what's the hassle? If you catch up with them, they'll always let you play through. Because they're like, oh, you young men better play through. And you're like 2 40-year-olds and a 50-year-old. And to them, you're like whippersnappers, you know. They're never going to be like, we're first, and then take 20 minutes on a hole. They'll always let you play through. Just calm down. Like, I just don't understand the Aggie.
Yeah, I think people don't like to wait, but if you're playing golf, like, that's kind of all it is.
It's waiting. Even, like, you take your shot, you've either got a little walk, or you've got to wait for your mate to take a shot. Just chill. It's golf. It's not Formula 1.
Do they have a beer cart at your club?
Describe to me what that is.
It's like someone on a golf cart who drives around and they've got beer in a cooler.
No, but I wish they did. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, like
we have a clubhouse, but we don't have a beer cart. I'll pitch it to them.
Yeah,
you guys should have a beer cart.
Makes a lot of money.
That would be great.
It might, because you can't do it for legal reasons.
No, they absolutely could. Like it's the UK, cock. We can, if you want to sell alcohol, you're selling alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, just get a beer cart going.
We should absolutely fucking do that.
Drive in a big circle, or just set him on, like
Oh!
the fourth hole. A good headshot from Soups. Set him on the fourth hole, which is like pretty much in between, right in the middle.
It's only a 9-hole course. If you want to play 18, you sort of play this weird 9, and then you play reverso golf sort of thing. Like it's a weird kind of thing where you sort of go back on yourself. But it's basically a 9-hole course.
At the course I worked at, we just did the 9 twice. You just did it twice in a row. Yeah,
I mean, it might well be that, but I mean, honestly, for me, it's not even about the oh, this is a tricky course with a dog leg right. You know, for me, it's like, can I hit the ball straight? Like, I'm at that level. So really, the entertainment for me is if I hit a good shot, and then if it gets up on the green and I knock it down. It's just genuinely very satisfying when you put it in the hole. They've got these, you know, it's a course for old people because they have these special holes where you pull the flag and the cup comes up.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, it made me laugh the first time I saw that. I was like, all right, this really is a course for old people.
We had that as well because for COVID regulations we couldn't have people like touching the flag a bunch.
Oh, for fuck's
we didn't
sake.
want everybody touching the same flag.
See, what gets me is, has there been any research that's shown that people get COVID from touching the same flagpole?
Probably not.
Genuinely.
They just, yeah.
It's just panic at this point. As far as I know, I think they even discovered that the contact with things isn't a major vector. It's literally having conversations with people in an enclosed space is like the number one way. Because they said that people that sing in a choir, a lot of the people in the same choir will catch, if someone's got COVID in a choir, because everyone's really sort of like going, oh, so they're like belting it out from the bottom of their lungs, that's a big vector. But
I was really hoping you would do an example of some singing there, and I'm really glad you did.
I did. I wouldn't call that singing. That was more yelling. But so those choirs were like a big one because singing really drives the air out of your lungs and therefore all the particles of germs and all the rest of it. So I wonder what that did to the choir-based community, which tends to be an older community as well.
Must have absolutely decimated old churches.
Oh, awful.
And then you've got like the congregation singing along to hymns.
Oh man,
that must have been devastating. But yeah, we've got those little pull-up cups. To be fair, I really like them because I'm very lazy.
Right. Yeah, no, it is nice.
I saw some people, they didn't understand how to use them, so they would bend down and like pull the thing up with their hand, which like defeats the whole purpose of it.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah, you just pull it up.
I want to get to the level where I pull the thing up, the ball hops out, and then I use my golf club to scoop up the ball and,
my grandfather can do that.
Flick it elegantly into my pocket in one smooth motion. Yeah, that's an old golfer's trick, being able to hook the ball up.
I've tried it and it's just really hard. Can't do it. The cooler one is when you can just like pop it up, and they've got like a little like ball holder thing on the end of the club.
Oh.
And they can just like catch it in that.
That's cool.
Yeah, the idea of those is like you push them onto the ball and it like picks it up from the ground so you don't have to bend down.
I'm just going to bend over and pick up the ball. I think that's probably better for you.
Yeah, but if you're an old geezer.
If you're an oldie, yeah. My grandfather played golf for fucking years. Absolutely years, like well into his old age.
Yeah, it's there was a guy who he showed up every morning at like 6:30 in the morning, and he must have been like 95. Walked 9 holes of golf and then went home.
Wow.
It keeps you healthy.
So he didn't play; he just walked.
No. He walked.
Oh, you mean instead of golf cart?
Drinking just resubbed for 51 months.
Never had anybody with him. He'd just kind of show up. I guess his wife didn't want to do it, or maybe she was.
Maybe she was dead. Yeah. And at that point, you're just thinking, I just want to be alone. I'd rather just play golf.
He was a great lad, though.
Some young whippersnapper comes up. Hey, you're holding your golf club wrong, Grandpa.
There was one guy, he must have been like 85 or something. And I swear he would sprint around the course. Like, he could do 9 holes of... How long does it take you to play 9 holes of golf?
Hour and a bit.
Really?
I guess, yeah.
Usually it's like about 2 hours.
Yeah.
For like, if for a group of 4, it's about 2 hours. But he would run around and do it in like 26 minutes was his record. He would just fucking hit the ball, jog to where he shot it, hit it again, jog up to the green in the hole, and just do that 9 times in a row.
I mean, the course I play at is like the hole for one hole is next to the tee off for the next hole. Like it's quite well designed. So I think the last time I played, it was 3 of us. It took probably about 2 hours, but obviously some of that is waiting for the other guys to take a shot.
Yeah.
The thing is, for me, Cock, it's quick because it's literally one shot on the green, next shot in the hole. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Like me, it's in the trees and then in the trees again.
But when last time I played, it was me and this big German lad. He was probably about 60. He was a top lad. He was like 6'5". He was huge. And
33D _ just resubbed for 5 months.
We both
sometimes
took the same shot.
Always goose.
From about the same angle. And there was some big bit of like gardening equipment. Yeah, just stopped. 2 bullets and then stopped.
He shot the hostage again.
He did. We both had to take the same shot from the same angle. And there was this... It was off to the right. There was this huge piece of like gardening equipment, like some big fucking lawnmower thing. It looked like a generator. We both hit the same shot, and we both like bong off the side of this exact same thing. And I was laughing. He was like, the depth! Like, he was furious that he'd hit it. But I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, wow, how about that noise? Because it was like, gong! It was like such a cool sound.
I got to drive those when I was working there.
It's like a Zambroni or whatever it's called. The Zambroni, yeah.
It's a big
fucking
big
thing.
old lawnmower.
The funniest, the sweetest thing about being a golf club member is the emails that update you about the course. It's like, if this was the news, none of these would be a headline. Like,
what are these three guys doing here?
I don't know. Roger has trimmed back the hedges at the 7th hole in after the comments from some of you that perhaps the hedges needed a trim. You know, it's like real fucking petty shit. It just makes me laugh, and I'm like, I'm reading it, I'm thinking, this is so nice. Like, it's nice to just have some news that's like, we trimmed a hedge. Also, update, we took some stones out of the river. it's just really sweet. Oh, Soups! Soups on a 4K! Boom!
Yeah, they were just kind of all at that staircase, and they weren't pushing. I guess they wanted to wait for like a certain time.
No utility. When can we expect you to see you dominating the Craigie Hill golf course? I don't know what Craigie Hill is. I'm going to Google that.
Is that...
Craigie Hill Golf Club in Perth. That's the golf club in Perth. Let's have a look at some pictures. Oh, it's a beauty. Wow, look at that. Oh my God.
How do you spell that?
Craigie is Craigie Hill. Oh my God, Magneto, that is glorious. Look at that course. That is a stunner.
Craigie Hill Golf Club. That's very pretty, yeah.
My golf club is not like that. There's a train line next to it. It's very compact. No Trump International.
Got a lot of good golf courses in Canada.
Oh, I bet. I mean, you guys have so much space and just the beautiful trees and oh man. That's the main reason I want to get into golf really was because I'd always driven past golf courses and think, man, that's so pretty. Like there's something about standing there and seeing that perfect grass and it's just all sculpted and beautiful and the little lakes and everything. It's nice to look at. It's just a nice, what do they say? It's a nice walk ruined by a bad game.
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't care if I do well, I just want to whack some balls. It's just fun. It just gives you something to do on the walk, you know?
Pull some clubs around and just have a nice jaunt through some really nice, very manicured.
Oh, very manicured.
You
know, there's a golf club in New York City.
Is there? It must be in like Central Park, right?
No, it's not. You'd think it would be, but it's not. It's like I think it's near one of the bridges.
Ah,
look it up. New York City Golf Course, NYC Golf Course. It's public golf courses in New York. It's
golfnyc.com.
Douglaston, Forest Park, Flushing Meadows, Casena, and Van Cortlandt. Formerly North Hills, located in Queens. So the Flushing one will also be in Queens. Forest Hill is in Queens. So they're mainly in Queens. Man, I wish I'd never left Queens. Like if I'd got into golf when I was living in Queens, I'd be fucking spoiled for choice.
Now, is yours what we call a pitch and putt?
No. The golf course I go to is like... No, it's 9 holes.
Yeah, but is it like... A pitch and putt is they're all par 3s.
No. Some of these are much longer holes. Like
right.
Yeah, but it's a private golf club. Membership and all the rest of it. Like it's a proper club. Mrs. F just wants to go there for the clubhouse. I was like, it's all old people. She's like, I love old people. I think she'd quite like it. There was this one lady when I was there. She was 91. And she was like delighted that I carried her golf bag for her and everything like that, helped her onto the golf buggy. She was like, you're such a nice young man. And I was like, I'm half her age. I feel old as fuck. But next to her, I'm like, I'm just this young man. So whenever I go to Florida and I meet up with my dad and his mates, I'm like this young kid to them. Because like 45 to them, that was their prime. Like 45, oh, I was working for J.D. Rockefeller or something. You know, like back in the day. It's just crazy. You feel a lot younger when you're around old people, which is another benefit of being in a golf club.
Yeah, I mean, they're always very kind. Most of them are very kind. Some of them are real dickheads.
Oh, yeah. It's the young guys that are the biggest dickheads.
Yeah, I find that as well. Especially the quite well-to-do
City
ones.
twats, yeah.
Yeah. Guys coming up from Toronto. I hated them.
Just dickheads. There were these guys where this is for the learner course. We had to hit the balls. There's a practice area, and then one of the fairways happens to be the other side of the practice area. If you miss hit a shot, sometimes you got to go get your ball. And they were like really making a big fuss about the fact that, God forbid, some balls were on the fairway that we had to go and collect. They weren't even playing a shot, and I was like, sorry, lads, can I get these? So like, bloody practice area. And they were like probably in their early 30s. Both look like city twats. And I thought, can you calm the fuck down, lads? Like, you know, I hope they'd be embarrassed in a few years, but I reckon they grow up to be those old twats you were talking about who are just horrible old bastards. And now they're sad because they're old, and their only friends are also sad and old. Looks like another win for the T's because the CTs ain't doing shit. You're saving.
Yeah,
you're saving for the draw.
On a 14. Oh, that's
bad.
It's not a good look, Savage.
Is Toronto known for dickheads then?
Yeah. If you're not from Toronto, they're definitely known for dickheads.
That's a shame.
If you are from Toronto, then I guess
Toronto's the best thing ever. The Maple Leafs and all that, right?
Yeah.
I think
Maple Leafs.
Who's the Dota caster that's a Canadian? He's a big Maple Leafs fan. He casts with Lyrical a lot. Trent. Trent is from Toronto, I think.
Is he from Toronto?
Yeah, pretty sure. Oh, Ludovicus with a nice flick.
They might be able to get the tie. I don't think they will. I think they might win this round, but
I don't know. They don't seem to have a clue about attacking on this map.
I do like the Maple Leafs, but I'm not like a diehard fan or anything.
Toronto thinks it's the center of the fucking world. Oh, Reg. How can Toronto think it's the center of the world? Like, I'm not being funny,
well, it's the biggest city in Canada.
Yeah, big whoop.
But that's
like being the biggest city in Poland. Like, you know, who cares, dude? Whoa!
It's a nice city.
I'm sure it is. I'm just saying.
Toronto.
We're the biggest city in Canada. Big fucking deal. Like, I love Canada. London is a great city, and it's fucking massive. It's very important.
London is huge.
Huge amount of history. Huge amount. And it is like so 8.5 million people. Londoners do think London is important because it is. Hate to say it to you non-Londoners. Get fucked. We happen to be kind of a big deal. I mean, we'll give it 10 years. We'll see what Brexit does to it. But for the meantime...
Nice decoy grenade from Rhino.
People hate people from Warsaw. I mean, if you live in the biggest city in the country, people automatically think you're a dick because you come from that city. Like, that's pretty much it. Depector says, London is not important. Lamau, my street has more people than London. Interesting. Lives in Mexico City, I guess. That's pretty much the only place you could live where that might even be conceivable. A street with 8.5 million people on it.
Cairo. I've always wanted to go to Cairo. I don't think it's going to be a particularly nice place, but I've always wanted to go.
Buenos Aires has 15.5 million people. True.
The way the
how many of them are broke ass, Dr. Jonas? How many of them are really fucking poor? Like, you think about Brazil has some big fucking cities, but all the people in there are broke. I thought Mexico City was the biggest city. Shout out to the T's for that one. MVP,
Matt T for the
Matt T, broken
Yeah.
wrist. All
He
right,
did
so
very well for playing with one hand.
apparently Chongqing is the biggest city in the world. 32 million people. List of
The way
largest cities.
Metropolises are calculated with like population are weird though, because
Alright, so-
obviously London is a lot of small areas
So
with one big city.
Tokyo has 37 million people living in it. That's the population estimate in Greater Tokyo. Delhi 28 million, Shanghai 25 million, Sao Paulo 21 million, Mexico City 21 million, Cairo 20 million, Mumbai 19 and a, well, let's say 20 million, Beijing just under 20 million, Dakar 19 and a half, Osaka 19.2, New York 18.8. London is way down. We are not even, we're below Kinshasa, Tianjin, Guangzhou, LA, Moscow, Shenzhen, Lahore, Bangalore, Paris, Bogota, Jakarta, Chennai, Lima, Bangkok, Seoul, Nagoya,
Holy
Hyderabad,
crap.
and then London with 9 million. There you go.
I guess a lot of people. Where are they defining the boundaries of London though? I guess it's like
It's Greater London. It's Greater London.
Greater London.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people travel in and out of that, and they're like they work in London but they don't actually live there?
Not lately, cock.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But yes.
People in
So,
Toronto.
I mean, I think if you think about London, most people would consider anything inside the M25, like the Ring Road, to be Greater London, but that's not true because places like Leatherhead and everything like that wouldn't really be considered London. So, to me, if I look at a map of London, so let me see. This is my opinion. I'm going to state that for a fact. So when I think about London, I think you can go as far north as Barnet and Edgware and Harrow, and then on the west you've got Hayes, Hounslow and Feltham, Kingston, Sutton, Croydon. As you come around to the south, and then as you come east, you've got Bromley. I wouldn't consider Orpington part of London, although they probably do. Dartford, I guess. Dagenham, definitely. Romford, maybe. Walthamstow and Edmonton and places like that, and Enfield. So it is a very big area. But places like Epsom are not in London. Staines is not in London. Hayes I wouldn't consider in London. Rickmansworth and Watford, even though they're basically touching, I wouldn't consider them part of London. But then like Loughton and Epping Forest and places like that, Chigwell, people would consider that part of Greater London. So it is nebulous. The main thing is, do you have a council that considers it part of the London boroughs? Jay Foreman has a good video on what is Greater London and where does it stop. And it's very complicated. There's a lot of history, of course, and a lot of it's hard to point to a part of London and say yes, this is clearly in and this is clearly out. I would say that's the issue.
I love Jay Foreman. Jay Foreman does so
He's
much.
great. He's great. He
so
does
funny.
this thing with Map Men. Have you seen that? The Map Men series.
Map Men.
Exactly. I like that series as well. I think him and Tom Scott are up there as like some of my favorite YouTubers to watch because it's informative and it's just the right length. Just the right length. Like 10, 15-minute videos, lots of good information, well researched, funny, interesting, and it's not just there's no filler. That's what I like about it. It's just nice and straightforward. Like him talking about the M25 and the North and South Circular and where London could have been. And then going at, like, for instance, he went and found these old railway lines that would have been and what they might have been like, what London would have been like with these rail lines and all the rest of it. And he found like these stacks of bricks in this field that were part of a bridge that they were going to build, and then they just abandoned the project. And it's crazy. But the thing with London is now, because they've expanded the train network in order to get into London, you get people coming from quite far outside London to get into London for work and then going back. I mean, I've had friends who have commuted from Bournemouth, which is like an hour and a half on the train with the changes and all the rest of it. So they'll come all the way up, go to work, go all the way back. And like if you can technically commute to London from there, the prices of that place are going to be higher. People come from Brighton up to London, anywhere really within like I'd say 50 miles of London would be considered commutable. And I know people that used to drive. I knew a guy who used to drive every day from Bournemouth, drive up. It's like an hour and a half drive, go to work, and then drive all the way back. In the States and Canada and everything, that's nothing. Driving an hour and a half, like that's nothing.
But for commuting, I mean, it's still commuting. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like I'd never want to commute that. Some people commute in. I live in near a city called Barrie in Ontario, and people commute in. It's like probably an hour's drive to Toronto. People commute in all the time.
Yeah. Which
sucks for me, because if I ever want to rent or buy a house here,
you've got to put up with commuter prices essentially, right?
Yeah, and it's just insane.
So that's the southeast. The southeast of the UK is like that, precisely because you can commute to London from so many places around London. So it's like the prices get driven up. If it's near enough to London, the prices go up. So when people talk about, like the rest of the country talks about how, why is the South having so much attention from, the government? Like a lot of the investment, a lot of attention is paid on London and its surrounds. That's most of the money in the country is there. Because we've abandoned so much of the country. Under Thatcher, when she shut down all the mines and the shipyards and all the rest of it, shut them down, and then just left them to it. Like there's nothing. There's so few jobs up there. Like you go to Middlesbrough and places like that, Sunderland, there's a lot of unemployment. Places like Hartlepool and a lot of the north that I've been to, Sheffield is a prime example. We just sort of left them to it and said, yeah, we're going to shut all this down because it's not making enough money, so you're on your own. And everything is focused now on London and its surrounds because that's pretty much where most of the money in the country is generated. It's sad. But I mean, I know people who drive 2-3 hours into school and then 2-3 hours back. Like a friend of mine in South Africa would drive 2.5 hours to work, 2.5 hours back every day.
Holy shit.
I was like, really? He was like, yeah, it's no big deal. Everybody does it. It's just driving a long way in big countries is seen as like no big deal,
Yeah, if I'm going there to like visit, but I don't know if I'd want to do it every day.
Every day, yeah.
I had to when I was working a few months ago, one of my boss, he bought some beef from a farm, but he didn't want to drive to get it. It was at this near south of London, Ontario. And it's like an 8-hour drive for some beef that I did 4 hours there and 4 hours back just for some beef.
Did you do it for him?
Yeah, well, he paid me to.
Oh, wow.
That was like an entire workday was going
driving to pick up some beef. That better be good beef.
Yeah, and like a bunch of customers were pissed off because they didn't get their deliveries that day because I was driving to get some beef.
Gotta get this beef! I'm gonna pop to the loo while they're warming up. Hold on.
Sure, I'll look at chat. Should have had Twitch loaded up already. Drive 4 hours to see someone. I feel like 4 hours is a lot, but I'd do it. I'd do 4 hours to see a good friend. You'd have gone to the Maritimes. Yeah. Go to Halifax for a day. That'd be fun. I'd love to go to Halifax. Go out to go to the seaside and just like hang out, go to some bars and some pubs. It'd be brilliant. Get a sailboat and sail around the Maritimes. Might do that, Cornell, actually, this year. I think I'd get in trouble because we're not really allowed to go out anywhere these days. Lobsterstein, thank you for doing these. I enjoy watching them, even though I'm not a big CSGO fan. That's so nice of you, buddy. Coffee asks, what's the perfect Sunday? Just a limoncello on a nice sunny day. Shout out to limoncello. Alright, it's actually round 1, so I better talk about the game. We got Verd, Raven Hobo, Alfredo, and Communist Gangster, and Dave. Shout out to Dave. Against Caspi, Pyromaniac, Savage. Again? Savage is in this one again? Tommy T and Airy. Savage is in this one again? Is that allowed? Didn't know that was a thing. Okay. It's a slaughtering. It's an ace from Alfredo. He just kind of shot them all.
You want a kiss? Come here, then. Oh, give me a kissy. Sleep well, sweetie. Love you. It is hot, isn't it? Well, if you didn't wear such thick pajamas, you wouldn't be as hot. What is a limoncello? It's a drink.
We were talking about limoncello.
Oh, man.
I was like asked what the perfect Sunday was, and I responded with a limoncello on a nice sunny day.
Is it a liqueur, or is it is a liqueur, right? Like
yeah.
It's a very lemony kind of liqueur.
It tastes like lemon cough drops.
Yeah, it's nicer than it sounds. Limoncello is nice, I'll be honest with you. Slightly better standard here.
Savage is in this one again. Apparently Luke just needed a goon.
Oh.
So we got him. Alfredo got an ace the first round. I didn't really see what happened. He just kind of shot him as they walked in.
Just resubbed for 30 months.
Wow. Oh wow, Alfredo's on 7 kills. So I guess they just lined up. He got an ace?
Yeah, he got an ace.
Oh my god.
They just, like, everybody was just shooting at him, and I think he just got kind of lucky with his aim or
No
something.
doubt.
He got all 5 of them.
My favorite summer day would be sleeping in, going for a walk while it's still cool, and then just chilling out. Maybe I play some games or stream or something like that, or we just hang out, or there's something on telly that I want to watch, some sporting event. And then, about 5 o'clock, start thinking about barbecue, get the garden furniture all laid out, get the barbecue ready. About 5:30, start the coals going, then start firing up the barbecue and start cooking stuff. And we have like some really nice meat and some halloumi and some nice salads and all the rest of it. Some nice ice cold ciders with ice. It's nice and hot. The sun is still up. Birds tweeting and shooting about in the sky, little bees and things, and the flowers are all out and everything. It's just a really nice, peaceful, relaxing day. That would be a nice Saturday. I mean, my ideal Saturday would be if we had a bunch of friends over. Like, that's what I really love. Like, now we've got friends in the area. We've lived here long enough that they're like, you live somewhere for long enough. You get a decent little group of friends going and stuff. Other parents mainly, get them over for the barbecue, and then some of them stay, and we just stay up drinking till like 1 or 2 in the morning, just hanging out and having a laugh. There's nothing like it really. I remember my mum and dad, we used to stay up late and they'd have little parties, or they'd be out drinking with our neighbours and stuff. I remember being really jealous and thinking that looks like so much fun, because they would always be laughing and having an absolute hoot. And now that I can do that, it is really so nice to just hang out with people late into the night. No one needs to go anywhere. You can just relax and just drink and eat, and it's warm, and it's great. It's when it feels good to be alive, when you're with fun, good people, having a drink and something to eat, and you're all just happy. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
A blast, yeah.
You just feel like this is it. This is what it's all about. Is moments like this. Even though you'll forget it in a few weeks' time. It's just a nice time to just spend just talking and relaxing with good people. Yeah, that's a good summer for me.
Yeah, summer's great.
It is.
I always find
go on.
My favorite season, my favorite time is always the one that's coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to like summer and the heat and getting outside. But once that's kind of midway through summer, I'm like, oh man, can't wait till it cools down and the leaves start falling.
For me, I love the end of spring and the start of summer when it's just starting to get warm, but you've got all the good stuff of spring where everything's just in bloom. And before it gets blistering hot and everything all the grass goes brown and all the trees just sort of sit there looking sad. I love that time when, and it also, you know, the way, like, my favorite part of any weekend is Friday evening, because I feel like this is the longest point before the Monday. Like, after work on a Friday, you've got over 48 hours. That's the best point of the weekend.
You don't exactly have like a normal.
No, but I still, essentially for me, like, it means Mrs. F is around the house at the weekend. She is now. Previously, she would have been in work and stuff like that. The girls are off school. It's relaxed. It's laid back, and I love that Friday evening. And and yes, with a bank holiday tucked on, I remember when I did have a job, when it was Friday afternoon, and we'd all go to the pub because it was a bank holiday weekend. And you'd think, I can get drunk on Saturday night and Sunday night and just fucking do whatever I want. And I don't have to get up for anything until Tuesday. And then the week after the bank holiday is only a 4-day week. So you've essentially got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Who cares about Friday? Because it's straight into the weekend. So it was great. It was basically, I always treated bank holiday weekends like a 3-day week.
Yeah,
you didn't have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday everyone's remembering the bank holiday and how good that was. So our boss would be like, let's go to the pub at lunchtime. We'd have like 2 or 3 pints. We'd be fucking useless for the rest of the day. So we'd just go back to the pub at like 4. Good times.
Yeah, I miss like actually going out with people. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again soon, but Canada's pretty locked down right now.
We've got something planned for July. And we can currently go out to the pub, mainly outdoors. You've got to book a table and all the rest of it. But we can go out at the moment. Wait for your mate. Go 2v1. All right. There's a little bit of... Yeah, all right. They were both there. That's close enough. The CTs are crushing this, by the way. Eri not having a good Eri week. He is currently 1 death. 1 kill, 5 deaths. Remember the last few weeks, Eri's been tearing it up. My head hurts. The games, says LDC. Yeah, the games are bad, dude. But the first game was nice and even. This one is just... Eri not good this week.
Eri was promoted from first game to second game.
To be fair, he was crushing it.
Yeah, the pressure started to get to him.
Whoa, how does I log in? Says, in my country, they give you 2 days off for donating blood? So there's a shit ton of people doing that on Thursdays. So you get Friday and Monday off if you give blood?
I guess Thursday and Friday would, like, the day you get off. The day you give blood and then the day after.
You go in Thursday morning and give blood and be like, I gave blood, so... Whoa, what is this day off for donating blood? I used to donate blood when I was working at a place right next to a blood donation center, and I'd go at lunchtime, and there was no day off or time off. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'd have 1 pint going around my bloodstream at all times if I had a proper job and could get a day off for giving blood. They'd be like, wow, Ted's looking pale. Wouldn't be a drop in me. I think it was a vampire in town.
I used to sell plasma when I was in university.
From your body?
Yeah. They take your blood and they take the plasma from it and they give you like $50.
What do they do with the rest of it? They give it back?
Yeah, they just put it back in, yeah.
They suck the blood out, take the plasma out, and stuff the rest of it back in?
Yeah.
No way.
And
I'm sorry, I'm not falling for this. I'm sorry, there's no way. There's no way they put it back in.
You can Google it.
No, I'm not. There's no way they put it back in. What good is it if it's had the plasma? What is plasma anyway?
I don't know.
You don't know.
They give me $50 for it.
They give you $50, cock.
I'd do anything for $50 in university.
Yeah, damn right. So wait. What is the difference between plasma and just blood? What is the plasma bit of blood? Anyone in chat know? Me and Riley don't know. Oof, nice flick from Verd there. That is how plasma donation works. It goes through a machine that separates it. Plasma is the liquid? So what, are they shoving dry blood back into you just like
They're not shoving
a powder?
No, it's like powdered milk. But it's powdered
Plasma
blood.
is the bit that does not have red blood cells.
I have
liquid
no idea
without the cells. Blood is made up of plasma and serum. What good is it? What do you need it for? If it ain't got red blood cells in it, ain't blood, surely. What is it? Blood plasma is a yellowish liquid component of blood that holds the blood cells, proteins, and other constituents of whole blood in suspension. Makes up about 55% of the body's total blood volume. Huh.
Pussy says it's the cum of the blood.
They suck out the blood jizz, and then they jam the rest of it back in.
And then they give you $50 and tell you to fuck off. Like, it's really good. They'll give you cookies as well.
Oh! Raven Hobo going ham. Oh my god, the T's are getting rolled.
Yeah. I'd say no. Yikes.
So, can I reconstitute my plasma by just like drinking a load of water and stuff like that? Like, because the red blood cells obviously come from like your bone marrow, isn't that right? Like that's where the blood cells come from, is like your bone marrow. Don't they create the red blood cells? And the plasma is presumably just water mostly and some various chemicals that you need. So if you drink a fucking energy drink and a couple of pints, you'll be grand.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, pie!
Well played, Pie. Yeah, they just give you like a Gatorade and some cookies.
Oh, bomb down. No, what is that nade?
I didn't have a lot of money in university, so after they would
Nobody
pay me
did.
for taking my blood, like they were like, okay, you gotta eat a lot and drink a lot today. But they gave you cookies as well as Gatorade. So it's
Nice.
like, well, that's my lunch. So I just wouldn't eat lunch.
$50
that day.
and lunch, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't pay you for blood donations over here, as far as I know.
No, it's not blood. They don't pay for blood donations, but
Or
plasma.
Or plasma. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone getting paid for that. You just got to do it out of the kindness of your heart. But we're good people over here, Cock, you know? I should give more blood, actually.
I donate blood, like, when I can for free, but if they're paying, I mean...
Yeah, of course.
I'm taking it.
I have O negative, which is universal, like anyone can use it.
Like
So I should give,
one.
yeah, I should give a lot more. You know what? Next time there's a blood drive near me, I'm going down.
Yeah, the sperm bank didn't pay though, so we didn't do that very often. I wish they would though, man.
I'd be down there every fucking afternoon if they needed the help. I'm not even kidding. There was a sperm bank near me paying 50 quid a shot. I'd be down there every fucking day. They'd be like, you again?
I mean, I'd put a tent outdoors. I'd just sit there all day.
It's $1,000 a month if I went every weekday. It's good jizz. I'm not kidding. I got 2 excellent children. Whoa!
Oh. Sir, it's just dust at this point. You need to go home.
It's still good. Oof. Yeah, hook me up to the sucking machine that the dairy cows have, exactly. Oh, hello. This could be a rare round for the tees.
I'd love to see him pull it back. Oh, Raven Hobo.
I wouldn't, because we can move on to the next game.
Yeah. Ari says I cursed him. I wished him luck before the game. I guess it was bad luck. Oh no. Get him, Ari. You don't have enough time.
Oh no.
The panic defuse, but he couldn't get it done.
I think if he had just stuck it, he might have got it. It's Ari after all. 'Cause we can move on to the next game. Yeah, hook me up to the sucking machine that the dairy cows have, exactly. I wouldn't, because we can move on to the next game. Yeah,
I think he needed to have done it like a second earlier, but yeah.
Oh no, he absolutely did. But I mean, also if he'd had a smoke or any kind of nade left, I think he probably could have got it. But the problem is if you're hunting for them there, they can just hide, and they can be in a bunch of different places. You basically have to go for the defuse and then just keep an eye out. And as soon as they show, you can go for the trade. Like essentially, if you think about it, once the bomb is down, you're forcing the CTs to come out to deal with it. But once you're on the bomb, you're forcing the Ts to come out and deal with you defusing. So.
Tommy T.
Oh!
Oh my god, another one. Shout out to Tommy T's dog, who I think is his profile picture.
Oh yeah?
Just look like a
Sperm donation UK. Donate sperm today. How much do I get? What's it worth? Who can donate? What are the criteria? Can I donate? I want to see. Will be legal? But there's no there's no mention of money. Sperm donation. Money. 35 quid.
No.
I mean that's basically $50.
They don't. Will they actually pay that much though? I'm on a website that looks like it's designed in 1995, and it's got like.
That's just a pervert who wants your cum. Just a GeoCities website.
GeoCities. There's something called unwashed and washed.
So that's homeless people's sperm versus. I pay for the cum.
Huh. I see. No, okay, so I see what this is.
Tommy flashed himself.
Oh, did he? I'm looking on this fucking cum website. So there's donor IDs. So they have this, and then they list like all their traits.
Oh wow.
And their interests as well.
So I know a lady who has had a baby by a sperm donor because she wanted a kid and she hasn't got a fella, so she was like, sod it, I want a baby and I'm not going to wait around for the right bloke, so let's just get on with it. And she, you go shopping and you sort of look through and you'd be like, yeah, that guy. It must be. I think it's probably the most demanding assessment you could ever have.
Yeah.
To have someone essentially look at a picture of you, read about you, and decide whether a stranger wants to have a baby that is basically going to be half you. Now, I would like to have a high score table. You know what I mean? Like some kind of
leaderboard,
like an MMR, but for jizz. I'd like that to be like, top this week is Tony. Tony is 18 babies this week are going to be from Tony's jizz.
Oh my god. Do you think it would get like really competitive? Like
Would have
you'd
to
all
be.
these gyms.
You'd have guys working out and sticking on toupees if they were bald like me. They'd be like, when Tony ejaculates, it's 300 milliliters of cum, which is enough for 18 donations. Tony starts at $1,000 a shot.
You've got to like boost your stats.
You must, yeah.
Oh my god, a jizz leaderboard.
Donald, velocity 90 miles an hour.
Do they bid on them as well?
You'd have to. You'd have to. There have to be some kind of bidding process.
Yeah.
50, 50, 50, 50, 55, 55, 60, 60, 60, 60, 65. Like that. And there's the dude standing in the middle with his massive balls hanging out and a load of women nodding sagely around the corner, like, leaning on the little metal fencing post around it, and he's standing in the center, like, nodding, yes, holding up that little paddleboard bit.
Yeah.
Dr. Dad's still going on about plasma. Fuck you, plasma. We moved on to jizz.
You ever been to an auction?
No. Oddly enough,
I
no.
love auctions.
I would love to
Auctions are
go,
great.
but I've never have.
They're very popular in Oklahoma.
What are they selling mainly? Cows.
Just shit. Just garbage, basically. Like, you can go find anything at an auction.
I know they have police auctions over here, and there are lots of websites telling you how much you can make there.
That's weird.
And it's like the police have seized a bunch of stuff. I know in the States, if the police seize something, they can just keep it.
They
like
just keep
money and cars, and they just keep them, and then presumably sell them if they want the money. Which I think John Stewart or John Oliver did a thing about it, about how one of the reasons that the American police is so sort of militarized and has all this amazing equipment is because they keep this. If they seize 50 grand in criminal funds that they think you've taken, they have 50 grand now at the police station. It doesn't go, civil forfeiture. It doesn't go to like some general fund. They keep it, which is pretty crazy.
Wild. It's just completely insane.
Because it just means that they're more likely to yoink stuff. They're not going to sort of...
Yeah, they just steal stuff. Oh, we've got a good play going on here.
2v2.
Look at this. Yeah, but they faked him out.
They've given him the old Malk strat. Do they know the bomb's down?
They know. But
they're going so slowly.
This is a kind of creativity I need to see from, yes, Pyromaniac.
So Raven Hobo's just going to wait here and die to the explosion and hope for exit kills. That's the plan here.
He got the kill.
He did.
That's money. That's money in his bank.
You have to go to court to get your stuff back. That is crazy. I know that one of the cases was this guy who had $25,000 because he was going to buy a car that I think he'd got it on eBay or Craigslist or something. He was going to go and give the guy the money for the car. The police were like, no, we think you're using this money for drugs or you're a drug dealer, so we're going to seize it. And he never got it back. Like, he lost his money, which is pretty crazy.
They just
fucking took it.
That's just theft. I mean, can't say much about that other than
Raven Hobo and his P90. Oh my goodness. Out comes the Negev. Oof, that's a nice shot from Eri.
Estate auctions are pretty big over here. Nice, Eri. Well done.
I can't see Eri. For some reason, it's locked. It does this when someone dies sometimes. It locks on the dead body.
On their body. Yeah.
Let's just watch Eri here.
Yeah, when people die... Oh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. When people die, their heirs and descendants will just like, they don't want all their stuff, so they'll just like say, okay, we'll give it to an estate auction like person, and then they'll just come and auction off everything in the house.
Wow.
So
do you have to pay? I don't know what it is in Canada. Over here, you have to pay estate tax. So let's say a relative dies and they leave you £1 million. You have to pay, I think it's something like 35%. Like, it's quite a large amount. Estate tax UK. Inheritance tax. The value of your estate. So there's normally no inheritance tax to pay if the value of it is below 325,000, or you leave everything above 325,000 to your spouse, civil partner, charity, or a community or amateur sports club. Otherwise, your estate is worth £500,000. Your tax-free threshold is 325,000. So inheritance tax will be charged at 40% on the remaining amount. So it's 40%. So you get like there's an amount that you essentially get for free. And a lot of people complain about this. But essentially, most people are not leaving.
Yeah.
Anything
most
like
people are not gonna get
the actual limit, right? And so I mean, as I understand it, the issue is like if you let people, and I know it seems brutal, because you've worked all your life and all this kind of stuff, but if you let people give whatever they want in inheritance tax and there's no tax on it, it essentially leads to a situation where poor people stay poor and rich people stay rich, and it's like it just exaggerates the difference, because all that money that you've earned in your lifetime as a wealthy person, you give to your kids tax free, and it's like, boom, you've started your life way ahead of everybody else. and it just you keep coasting. The generations after those just keep coasting. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, super rich managed to avoid it as usual.
Yeah, they just like, I mean, it's a good. Seems makes sense to me, but I think people just like put their money in Bermuda or whatever.
Yeah.
And then,
but like, I mean, a friend of mine, his grandmother left him an apartment building, and he was like really pissed off with the amount of money he had to pay in inheritance tax. And I'm like, dude, she left you an apartment building.
Yeah.
But the issue is, if as I understand it, the tax. So here's the problem. Let's say I left you a building, and it's worth £1 million. I need to sell that building to raise the money to pay the tax, because they don't say, okay, you owe us. We will take that percentage of the building value. They want the money right now. So if I left you a building that was worth £1 million, you would need to sell the building to pay the tax. So essentially, what you want them to do is sell the building and leave you the money. The Honey Badger, that's exactly what they did. They did rent it out, but the issue is, they still essentially, he needed to live there, so he had to move in and consider his home until he figured out how he could make money from it. It was like a big problem for him for years and years. I remember, because she left him this building, but in order to inherit it and essentially have it for commercial use, he would have needed to pay the tax on it, and that would have been a lot of fucking money. So it's tough.
That's why I always say, you should never die without a plan.
What if you are surprise killed?
That
was a nade kill into a cola, into a shot through the wall from Pi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, Pi. You just, a surprise death is not a surprise if you know that you can be surprise killed. You know?
No. Explain your theory further.
Well, if you just like write down a will before, like if you do it now while you're alive, update it once every few years or something,
right?
And then it's not like you have a plan before you die. Because everybody thinks so. I'm a young man or young woman.
Are you trying to convince me to write a will?
I'm just saying anything can happen.
I mean, obviously, it all goes to my kids. Like, we have 2 dependents. It obviously goes to them. My Twitch channel, my subscribers, my collection of Steam games.
Your vast porn collection can go in the bin.
Yeah. You know what I should have? Some kind of... So I had an idea for a website a while ago. And I don't think this would work, but here was my idea.
Right.
It's a website that it has contacts for all of your online friends and all of your online accounts, and it has links to directories on your hard drive and all this kind of stuff. If you do not sign into this, it emails you once a month, or you can set the time that it emails you, and it says, like, are you still alive? And if you click yes, it carries on as normal. If you don't respond to that email within 24 hours, it emails everyone on your contact list that you've given it. So-and-so is dead. Here is the password for their WoW account. Here is the password for their EVE account, whatever it is. It deletes all of your pornography, deletes all of your massive, sort of porn background on the internet. Deletes it all. So it's all sat in this encrypted database, and you can email people whatever you want. So if you want to email your mates, I have died. So and so is now in charge of the guild or whatever. Or like if I died and I gave my Twitch channel to Munt or something like that. So carry on in my name, sort of thing. So yeah, maybe more than 24 hours. You can set your own limits. You can be 24 hours. It can be 40 hours. It can be a week. It can be whatever you want.
That's a great idea. That's actually such a good idea.
So that it literally preserves all your online stuff that you've got that's otherwise lost forever. You can sign people and say, all right, you're getting my WoW characters and you're getting my this and all that. So it's all sort of dealt with.
I've got a little note that, like, if I should die unexpectedly, I've got Ashwin's phone number on it. Because like, nobody would know how to get in contact with, like, you guys or my friends online.
Right.
So they would just think I like just ditched or whatever.
Right. See, and that's the thing. Is like it's weird that it does matter, but in the online world, you'll have all these friends and contacts and everything that are essentially would never know. Like, is Mrs. F going to go onto Twitter, onto my Twitter account, and say PFlax died? Lol. You know, is that, or are people just going to think, why did PFlax stop posting?
Yeah, I think you're a bigger name in the online community, so I think you'd probably have a press announcement or some.
No, there would be no press announcement.
Lewis would do a headline.
Lewis would do a fleet. Or an Instagram or a Twitter or an Instagram story or something. Oh, I got an ore snap.
Oh, what? Sorry.
My Twitch window crashed, and it pops up and says "ore snap," and it's like a picture of the sad face.
Oh, are you still streaming?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. My camera's fucked again. Jesus. It's not looking good for Caspi in the CTs. In fact, they've lost.
Oh yeah, they're fucking dumb.
I think Luke was saying something. Was there something special about the third game? Or is it just a normal game?
Is that true, Luke? Something special for the third?
I might be wrong. I don't want to hype something up and just have it not be true.
That's right.
Oh, we've got a big battle here.
Oh my.
It's a bloodbath.
Luke, Cock thought there might have been something special planned for Game 3. Is this true? It's 1v1.
I like that play from both teams. Just run it down mid.
Mollied off his own bomb.
One round left, and they just run it down mid. I love that.
Oh!
Good game. I guess Raven Hobo. Alfredo got the ace.
Alfredo
Hobo did.
Alfredo got an ace. He gets MVP.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool, Luke. Thanks, dude. Nothing special. You made it up.
Okay.
Well, that was a whumpin'.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stomp. Sorry, Ari, for kind of casters cursing you there. I thought you'd do really well in the second game after getting promoted. And you didn't. This fucking website is crazy. I think this is like a website from like 2006 for sperm donation.
Okay. Can you link it to me?
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it in Goons.
Okay, I want to see this. ReproMed. Wow. Wow. All right, chat. Look at this. This is ReproMed. Look at these babies with angel wings, which should imply the babies are dead, by the way, because they're angels. That's pretty brutal. Dreams can come true. Let us help you achieve your own miracle. From ReproMed, the Toronto Institute for Reproductive Medicine. That's ReproMed, you see.
Now, if you scroll down a little bit, they do have basically a stat sheet for the donors.
Unwashed, washed. Unwashed, washed. I wonder what that means. Russian, maternal ethnic ancestry. Filipino, Russian German, Polish, Scottish Norwegian, English Scottish, Chinese, Italian English, Chinese, German Ukrainian, Slovenian Austrian, Iran, Mediterranean, Italian, Vietnamese, Romanian, Jewish, Irish, British, Scottish, Scottish English, Hungarian, Scottish, Irish English, that would be me, Scottish, Persian, and Austrian. Blood type, hair, eyes, skin tone, height. These lads are all pretty big lads.
Yeah, now look at bone size. What is that?
Bone size? Where? Bone size? Actually,
Medium,
what kind of frame they are.
large.
In other words, are you a big fat lad or not, is what it's asking.
But they're all medium or medium large, except one lad who's put himself as large because he doesn't give a shit.
Oh, look, education, bachelor's, BA, PhD, masters. Yeah, so they're all educated. I want to see the lad on here who's just like, oh, this guy's bachelor's / chef.
Or just like
CMVIGG. They're all positive. Some of them are negative. Donor portfolio, extended donor profiles. Good heavens.
There's several pages, by the way.
Wow, I can believe it.
One of them says, oh, here we go. High school / trucking for education and occupation.
Give him the fucking... Get him up here. Ladies, he can drive a truck. And he's bones. He's big boned. A big boned 400-pound truck driver. Who wouldn't want that?
This lad says he's got a bachelor's and his occupation is entrepreneur. Interests, judo.
Who's gonna think, well, I like his PhD, but I hate judo. I'm more of a ninjutsu person, so that's a no. Like, who cares? Interests.
This guy's an electrical engineer and coin collector.
I think it's funny, the idea that people are going on your interests.
Yeah, that's very strange. But I guess if you're like really boring, maybe they don't want that, or maybe they do want that. I don't know.
But that would imply that it's your sperm that you came from that dictates whether you're into model making or judo. Like, that's silly.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. It is a stat sheet, though.
Medium large bones. Oh, here we go. Mirage. Le classique. Fun fact, a man lost half his index finger when he was a child. Fast forwarding, the man's son was born with half an index finger. What are you talking about, Dr.
That's not
Dad?
true.
That's absolute balls,
true.
mate.
I thought you were saying that for a second.
Also, even if that is true, it's just a random event. Like, who cares? Stupid.
It's not true.
Interests jacking off for money. Exactly. Interests masturbating into a container. I'm getting a message from DHL saying that I'm getting a fucking something from Nvidia. What the hell are they sending me? God, if they send me another 3090, fucking hell.
Slap it on eBay.
Fucking eBay that shit. Oh, let's check out the score in the Champions League. Hold on. Champions League final. Chelsea are winning 1-0. Goodness me. That would be quite the surprise. Kai Havertz, who's had a good season, to be fair to him. Yeah, what if I stuck them both in? I'd need another PSU.
Could run the space station on that.
Percy, you're right. That should be what they're listing is dong size. Like that should be the number one thing they're listing is height and dong size. Like that would be for a dad picking out potential sperm for their potential son. You'd be thinking, let's get a lad who's fucking stacked dick wise. You know, he'll have a good life if we give massive fucking 15-incher. Boom.
Oh, there's something called a temperament report. Unfortunately, I do not have access because I don't have a.
But who's gonna say I'm a really bad-tempered dickhead? Like, they're all gonna say very mellow, very calm and nice. Like, no one's gonna be honest on their temperament report, are they?
I can download some genetic screenings, but I feel like I don't want to do that. That feels like a step too far.
Don't do it. Let's not dive down that. Apparently Boris Johnson got married today.
Oh.
Congrats, mate.
That's wild that somebody looked at Boris Johnson and the actions he's taken in the last few years and said, yep.
That's the guy for me.
Him. That's the one.
Yeah. Especially, why would you marry a man who is a known shagger and cheat and liar? Why would you do that? Like, his personal history is rife with infidelity and bollocks. So why on earth would you marry him? It's ludicrous. There are much more powerful and wealthy men out there. The Prime Minister is not that wealthy or powerful compared to some fucking billionaire. Go find a billionaire.
The Queen's single.
Get fucking her match. Can you imagine if you were Riley? You get round there, knocking on the gate, holding a little bouquet of flowers. I want to talk. I want to talk to Elizabeth. I've come all the way from Canada.
Up out her window.
I'm a subject. I heard she's single. Just let Riley in. Riley, did you bring me a present? I did. It's some dick. Just whipping it out. Queen's like, oh, Riley, oh, more. Call me Cock Wobblemeister, Your Majesty.
Oh, you know what? That would be great, actually, because...
What, fucking the Queen?
Yeah, because if I went a little too rough, she would probably die.
Oh my God! Riley!
And then they build a statue of me in Ireland.
Oh my God, dude! That's my Queen you're talking about.
Yeah, she's mine too.
Unbelievable. Why? Good question. He wants to fuck the Queen to death.
You'd imagine being in a history book for that.
He killed the Queen with his massive dong. Matty Roos says, interesting that as soon as the Queen became single, Bill Gates got divorced. Cannot be a coincidence. True. What if she was the other woman for Bill Gates? That would be, I'm not kidding, the biggest news story ever. If Bill Gates and the Queen had been at it on the sly, and he'd left his wife and he moved in, and now he became the Prince Philip of, it was Queen Elizabeth and Prince Bill.
He can jump over a chair,
I've seen the video. He still looks like a twat doing it. That's the problem. Like, he does it and you think, you still look a prick. Like, what are you doing?
Such a funny video. It's not that, it's not like, if it was like 4 or 5 chairs.
Can you jump over a chair?
I think I probably can.
I'd love to
Should I have
that.
it go? Oh,
no! No, Riley! No, please don't.
I'd break my legs.
Please don't. I don't want you to fall or hurt yourself in any way. I want nothing to do with that. On your own time, you take it out into a soft area like your garden or something, put it on some grass, have a go, but not in your room with all that PC equipment around, all those musical instruments. Ludicrous. And yes, of course, if you do it, you have to get someone to film it, otherwise it doesn't count. We've got people joining and leaving, What's going on?
Luke is dipping into his own games.
He always does that in Game 3.
He does.
Drake's didn't show, so they're getting a replacement? Fuck you know.
I don't know some of these people. Who's Chemetric?
I don't know Don Leviathan. Don't know Chemetric. I know Zadoff has been chatting in for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I don't know who those are. I don't know Chemetric or
Boscan is now playing CSGO.
Get Bob in. Get it in!
I hope he's in. I so hope he's in.
It would be a dominating victory for whichever team Bob's on.
Yeah. he's good.
Oh, Bob
I'd
says
still
Don
love to see it.
Leviathan has been bigging himself up. Bob, are you playing? Rhino says, I've been doing my homework, and so far for all my games, I've got most flame damage. Congrats. You offered, but they found someone? Oh, that would have been fucking hype. I would love to watch Bob playing. Who's been bigging themselves up? Who was it? Don Leviathan.
Don
All right,
Leviathan.
we'll fucking keep an
We'll
eye
have
on
to
Don.
watch him.
Just going to be glued to Don. Let's have a look. I'm not kidding. I'm going to lock onto this lad and just flame him.
He's got the expensive knife out.
We should get 1 week where we get Magneto and Bob in on opposing teams. Obviously, that would be pretty bants.
Yeah.
DD Techry. Don't know this lad either.
He's got. I think I've seen him in some stacks before, but I've never played with him or talked to him.
It would be funny to get Bob and Rorts in on opposing teams in the first round when it's Bob and 4 noobs and Magneto and 4 noobs.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Every game would be Bob versus Magneto.
Yeah,
like it would come down to that.
It would just be a 1v1.
Lightning is decent dotes. He's like Ancient 2 or 3 or something like that. So, yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, but Dota skill does not translate.
No, this is absolutely true.
Because Ares good at Dotes too, and we've seen him play.
Oh, the warm up is ending. Yeah, Magneto would just fucking Zeus Bob. He would be looking at Zeus Bob every round. That might be the leveler. I have not played CS in months. The closest I get is literally the CS Inhouses.
And Tarkov. Tarkov is like the new shooter though.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to do streams for that when they add Reflex to it. The NVIDIA Reflex thing. That's when I'm going to be doing them. I'm hoping that it coincides with a new wipe. That would be pretty hype. I'm actually looking forward to the new wipe.
Yeah, you've kind of achieved your goal once you got the 100 mil.
Yeah, I got the money, and now it's just dicking about. It's still fun. It's just a fun game, but I have never played from day one. I've never played from day one of a wipe, so I would actually quite like to try it.
I don't really know anything about it.
It's a very
if they
hard
wipe
game,
it,
Riley.
I might pick it up. I like shooters and like the realistic kind of shooters.
I'll be honest with you. If Sarah Beth can play it, I reckon you could play it. Like it is very hard, very hard.
Don't diss Sarah Beth like that. She's good at games.
Where are you getting that information from?
I just feel she's very nice. And I don't want to.
She absolutely is lovely. Like you're also lovely, Cock. But you guys both suck at games. Like I'm not saying I'm good at games, but I'm not. I'm not even lovely. I'm just awful. So I'm just staggered that you think that someone being nice means they're good at games. Bob isn't nice, but Bob is good at games.
Bob's alright.
Bob is not nice. Bob's the top lad, but he's not nice. I wouldn't describe Bob as a nice lad. He's a flamer.
He's a bit of a flamer. Now, Scottish, I would describe as not nice.
I think I'm thoroughly unpleasant to play games with. I look back at some streams sometime and I'm just like being mean to lads. Like Frogo this morning when he was playing Lion. Like I wasn't helpful. I mean, Enthused often says, Ted, what are you shouting at people? Be nice. And then 5 minutes after he's in game, he's like, what are you doing to someone? Like, that's what it's like playing with people. They're just like, just doing nothing or they're doing the wrong thing. It's easy to get frustrated. I'm not good at games, but when you're slightly better and you can see what someone's doing wrong, it's very easy to get frustrated.
Now, Don Leviathan is at the top of the at the scoreboard for the T's.
Says Lightning though. This actually looks like it might be a balanced-ish game. I'll go back to regular view. If you waste my time on games, you can do one, says Puss. As that god complex. That's why we need Bomb on one team and Magneto on the other. 2 god complexes on opposing teams. Here comes Bandit running in. They're not going mid. Zadov is pushing ramp. This is an apps push. LDC gets 1 and then dies.
The information killer though.
Camatric gets 1 and lives. He's actually in a decent spot. He needs to get his SMG back out.
It's out of bullets. They gave him time to reload.
He gets
though.
the bomb down. Here comes the rotate.
They should have pushed him.
Oof.
One more.
3v1. Bam. 2-2. This is going to be close, I think.
Hopefully. What is that music?
I have music off, so. What is Team Impog? I am Pog. That's Camatric. I don't know who Camatric is, but he seems to have some fans in chat. You need to forget about having any kind of expectations about people. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. I have expectations that people are at least going to be decent. And when they're not, I feel justified in not being kind to them. Oh my good god. Oh my god. The T's just got absolutely fucking rinsed trying to push from they're trying to waterfall out of Palace. And it's going to be a devastating lose. Oh!
Use one more. Yeah.
Oh. Hey, the R8 from Kid Bear.
Well done, Kid B. Get another. No.
Don't.
Okay. The fuck is I am Pog?
Who are you timing out?
Guy. The symmetric Pog just spamming. I just wanted to time someone out, to be honest.
Your new mod powers.
It was only a 1 second. We've got a save. Don Leviathan does get the headshot, the 1 dig.
They're going for A again. Oh, LDC with a nice little peek to underpass there. Silo picking up 1. LDC, stop moving. You'll hit more shots. They're being pushed back here. They've got the bomb. Three v 2. 1 staying ramp, 1 going around to Palace. I don't know who Sim is. We don't know what that means, so I'm sorry. We don't. I personally don't know what Sim SYMM means.
I guess it's Cametric.
Easy for IM Pog Mango server, basically CSGO training ground. Oh, so this guy's from the Mango server. Cametric is one of the Mango's Discord goobers.
I see. What's the what is that the IM Pog? Then what's the symmetric thing?
That's his name. So Cametric is symmetric.
I see. I thought that was just like some fucking.
I see.
Thing.
IM Pog is from Mango's Discord. That's nice he's come back. Because we flamed the shit out of them when they turned up. And they were much better ranked. They played in like a pretty low ranked game. And destroyed. And me and Spiff flamed Mango for turning up with a bunch of ringers. And basically destroying the game. And she was like, well, I didn't know. And it's like, these guys are all like decent ranked. We told her she'd ruined the Inhouses. She hasn't been back since. I have spoken to her since, and I was like, we were only joking. She was like, oh, I thought you were serious. Oh, Grubsy!
Grubsy. Well played, buddy. Yeah, I mean, it's not... you can't ruin these Inhouses.
You absolutely
They're already
can.
ruined.
You absolutely have. So some people... like, the Mango week, it was literally like 16-0 or close to. Like, it was a non-game. Bomb is down. Bomb is down short. Oof. Like, it was so unbalanced.
The second game was at least it was a little unbalanced, but
This week has been alright, like genuinely.
yeah.
Game 1 was pretty close. Game 2, there was a chance for comeback, but they just blew it. But it was over quickly. And this one seems a lot more balanced. This seems like a pretty decent game, in all honesty.
Yeah.
CT's
I
just,
don't think
if they
the
get
second
one
game-
round, if it's 4-3 is pretty close.
I think the second game was balanced like on paper, but they just didn't play like
Indeed.
as best as they could have.
2-1 Grubsy's underpass. He might save this AWP. Play at our actual rank. See, so... No one's saying it was your fault. What we're saying is that we were led to believe you were garbage. That was the point. And then it was like, these guys are clearly not as shit as you're playing against people who literally played for a few weeks. That was the point. So
Yeah,
when
these
we're
are, like-
told that people are garbage ranks and they're rubbish because you lose pub games of CS, to then play against people who can barely fucking aim, it's a problem. That's an issue. No, we're good, Mango. We're good. Well, this is the last game, and we have 5v5. But we've got Kamitrek, who is one of your lads playing. So we were just talking about the last time that you guys played. But this game seems more suited to, guys like Lightning and Sylar are not bad, and Don Leviathan has been talking themselves up apparently. He's done alright so far, to be fair.
I was really hoping to get the opportunity to make fun of him when he did terribly, but
has not been the case.
yeah, no, he's just kind of okay. Like, he's not incredible and he's not bad. Who gave us that info? That, by the way, that Don Leviathan was talking themselves up.
I can't remember. Might have been Bob. Oof. Oof, unlucky.
I thought he got him.
He walled him. He walled him.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got the squeeze going on for that.
That is a lot of bullets, Dan. And Dan is about to be dead.
Yeah, they just trapped him in that little area.
Wait, so Mango says that's
slayed him.
another community member of mine cosplaying as Kaz. What does that mean? Well, so they're not actually this person?
I see. So I assume there's a person called Kaz and there's a person called Symmetric. And Symmetric is in our game, but he's got a K in his name. It's like Kaz, but it's Chemetric. That's what he's doing.
Okay. Well, they're not doing so well that it seems unbalanced. So whatever.
No, it's a very in joke, I guess.
I think next week is our 6-month anniversary of doing these in-house games. So we just had our 1-year anniversary of Dota in-houses. So this is coming up on the 6-month anniversary of CSGO in-houses, which is when goons on the Discord compete for our amusement.
I'm thinking about getting a Rocket League, a one-off Rocket League in-house.
Do it, dude. I will have probably... I don't mind casting it, but I know nothing about Rocket League, but it is a fun game. But I know nothing
Ashton's
about...
quite good at Rocket League. He might want
Miles is amazing at Rocket League, but having played
He's very
with him.
good, yeah.
But that's a game where I reckon you can find quite a few lads. Oof!
A good flashbang.
This could be around for the tees. There's only Zadov left. They need to get this bomb down. There it is! 6-3.
It's not exactly a hard game to understand Rocket League. You just kind of hit the ball into the net, and the point goes up.
Have any of us seen Shane about? Shane has a job now, so I don't get to play with Shane as often as I used to. I used to play with Shane every day, but because he works for ESL now, along with Axel. So they have like jobs. So it's not as common as it used to be playing games with Shane. It's a shame. I used to love playing games with Shane.
Good Molly.
Yes, Rocket League is easy to comment on because you can see people do cool things and it's obvious when they've done a cool thing. Oh, that was poor. That was poor from Don. It's 4v3. Oof! Nice flick from Kidby.
4v2, Siler and Luke. Siler's pretty good at Rocket League as well.
Yeah, Bob makes a good point. Shane has very bad wrists and hands, and he got addicted to Tarkov. And Shane, I think he's one of those kung fu grip guys on his mouse, and clicks a lot. And he's very good at games. Shane is very good at Dota and very good at CSGO. And I think that when he gets into a game, he doesn't just play it, he fucking canes it. It was true of Path of Exile, it was true of Dota. I mean, I would play with Shane in the evening. Like, I'd come on at like 8 o'clock, we'd play all evening, I'd go to bed, I'd wake up in the morning, I'd start streaming at 9, and he would still be going from the previous night.
Oh.
And he had been already playing all day. So it would be like, he'd started like 11 or midday, play until I came on, I would come on, we'd play together, I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up, he'd still be going, and he'd play like, it could be 11 o'clock, and he'd be like, yeah, one more game. And it would be like awful. Like Shane would be like 36 hours with no sleep, and he's still going. He would stream for hours and hours and hours at a time. It was insane. He was just on all the time. This is when he was living at home. And yeah, it was bonkers. I don't know how he did it. It was absolutely crazy. He did some pretty cool streams. Did one where he cosplayed as Io. I think he did one where he cosplayed as Crystal Maiden. Didn't he cosplay as Crystal Maiden? His sister did all the makeup and everything like that. Melva. He's just a top lad. I love Shane. Oof.
They've managed to push out, but the negative laser beam is just.
Oh, you can't peek that. That's a triple kill for Zadov. This is a huge turnaround. Oh, that's not an angle to be at, LDC. How do you cosplay as Io? He because he's bald. I think he did. If I remember rightly, he painted his face white and blue, and then I think he had a light hanging from the light above his head or something. You'll find there's pictures of it on the internet. But he did some cosplay with green screen. So he had like so it was just his head or something floating. That rings a bell. Shane Io cosplay. Yeah, it was peculiar. If you Google Shane Io cosplay, you'll see it is very strange. It's the first result, and then there's his Crystal Maiden as well. But yeah, he was just like a floating head. I don't know why he had like this weird blue mohawk, but
he looks a bit like looks more like Oracle with that like halo.
It's bizarre, right?
Oh, and that's on the old launcher as well. You're in that stack on the
really?
and Flax and Shane and a couple others, and Lewis
right.
as well.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That was like every night. So what is in this stack? This stack is me, Flax, Shane, Monkfish, and Lewis. That was so for years, every single night, it would be me, Shane, Lewis, and then whoever else we could get. And like Lewis played Dota every single evening, 8 o'clock onwards we'd play. And this was Slacks like early on, before he started streaming, I think. And yeah, it was crazy. Like we played every fucking night, and then Sips used to play with us a lot as well. We just played so much. So Chelsea have won the European Cup. Wow.
Oh. I don't know what that means.
That's shocking. So the Champions League is like if you're in the top 4 so it used to be the champion of all the clubs in Europe would go into a cup competition. Yes, OD Pixel used to play with OD a lot as well. I'm Bob, so I have joked on the Dota scene for some time that I am the kingmaker. that if you play games with me or I worked with you early on, subsequently, you would go on to great things. So, Slacks, Owen, Shane, Munt. There are lots of other people that I've worked with, and they've subsequently gone on to do other things. It was a joke. I always tease him about it, like that I'm the kingmaker, but I'm not. It's just that if you play with a lot of people in Dota scene, some of them are going to come up. Like there are a lot of people I've worked with and played with and stuff that haven't gone on to do other things. No, Blitz was already he was a big streamer back in the day on Dota. I think he had a lot more subs than I do for sure. Because Blitz knew all the pros. So Blitz's stream was like him playing with RTZ and you know guys like that. So yeah, it was funny. No, Shiva was I've never played much Dota with Shiva. I just worked with her earlier on. But when I think back, like we had Shiva and Owen at Ireland, and Owen was like you know, a sort of low-key British caster who did iSeries and stuff like that. And Shiva she did some presenting stuff and she did streaming and YouTube, and they both went on to other things. But you know, I'm only joking. There was nothing to do with me.
Who's going to be the next big Dota sensation?
I don't think there's going to be one, in all honesty.
No,
because I don't think it's not a game that's growing in that way anymore. It is what it is at the moment, you know. I don't think it's growing the way that it was back in like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah. It's still like the most popular MOBA, I think, other than maybe League.
Oh, but by a mile. League is way more popular. I think
solid second place.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is, first of all, that genre is kind of dead. Like it's for a while there, about 6 years ago, after TI3, TI4, all these game companies were trying to make MOBAs, all of them.
Yeah. And
there were like so many, and everyone was trying to make one, and then they just all gave up because they realized that it's essentially League and Dota, and that's it. I think that the future of Dota is that the fan base and the core of Dota players they've got now is not going away. Like, I play Dota most days, and I cannot imagine a game coming along that is going to replace Dota for me in the way that it's going to be my day-to-day game where I follow the scene, and you know, I love it, and I'll always play Dota. If there's a stack and someone invites me, you know, I'll probably play. I can't imagine another game coming along like that. So I don't think it's going anywhere because there isn't anything quite like it. There really isn't. Like, people think that League and Dota are the same, but they're really not. They're very different. So something would need to come along that was essentially exactly like Dota, but somehow better. And I don't know how that could be a thing. So, and I think that's the case for most players that play Dota. Dota is your game. Like, that's just it. So, but I also think that in terms of new players, it's not like it's suddenly going to get some big resurgence. I don't know if people seem to think, oh guys, the anime's coming out, get ready for a big surge of new players. And I was like, do you think people are going to watch a fucking cartoon and then decide to look up what Dota is and play the game? Have you seen Dota? In no way is that going to happen. In no way.
And nobody, I mean, I can imagine playing like one game of it.
Maybe. And then thinking, this is fucking horrible.
This is terrible. And then never playing it again. You've got Mango's boy versus Tekri.
Yeah, but Tekri needs to stop him. Oh my god. I think he's got it.
Yeah, I think he... Oh, it's going to be close. He's got it.
Okay, it just amazes me that people think there's going to be some big influx of new Dota players. There's not. You're always going to have people leaving and people coming, and it's going to be about the same number. Because there was a point where, like, if I go to events, I'll talk to people and they say, "Oh, I love Dota, or I watch your streams, but I don't play myself." Like they just don't play.
Really?
Yeah, and that's always surprised me. And I also people that say, "Your videos are what got me into Dota and stuff like that." And Slax's tutorial was meant to help people get into Dota, but I just don't think people are going to get into Dota. It's been around for 10 years now as Dota 2. Do you think people just haven't heard of it? Like, there might be some young kids that are going to turn up and be like, "Oh, this looks interesting," and try it out. But equally, there's always going to be people that are going to quit. And I know people that have, "Oh, I used to play it, but I stopped." Like, it's always going to be that way. So I don't think there's ever going to be a big influx. But equally, there's no game that replaces Dota. If you're a Dota player, there's nothing that replaces it. So you're going to always be playing it. Like, I could imagine playing Dota for another 10 years easily. And there'll be new heroes and all the rest of it and everything, and it keeps it fresh. But it's not like there's going to be some huge sudden surge of new Dota players out of nowhere. It's ridiculous. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Where would they come from?
Ever do a...
What are they doing right now? What are they doing now that is like Dota? What, League players are suddenly going to quit? No, any more than Dota players are suddenly going to quit and go play League. Like, it's... You found your game, you're stuck on it, and you love it, and that's it. That's your game. And I think that's just the way it is. So
what was that Blizzard one that kind of died?
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm?
That was a prime example of the we need to make a MOBA era of games companies when they were like, everyone's doing this, we've got to make a MOBA. It's 2v1. There we go, 9-6.
Got him. Yeah, this is a more even game than I thought it was going to be initially.
So people talk about Smurfs in Dota. First of all, let's say yes, that is a problem, but that is a problem in every game. Like, genuinely, you can't tell me that Dota has worse Smurfs than most other games. Like, if there's a ranking system in a game, you're gonna have Smurfs. CSGO, you get a lot of Smurfs. Dota, you get a lot of Smurfs. I'm sure you have them in League. There's no way.
Smurfs.
You do get chess Smurfs. Like, there are Smurfs in any ranked system. So the idea that that was nice from Grubsy. Just fucking took 30 health off his mate. It's a B push. The bomb is down. Oh shit. Oof. 3v3. Yeah, WoW is a game that it never had a replacement for me. There were loads. That was another thing. When WoW came out, it was so big. Loads of companies made MMOs, and there were so many of them, and they all fucking fell by the wayside. The Warhammer MMO, which I was super hyped for, was fucking abysmal. EVE and WoW have been around the longest, and they're still around. People are still playing those games. And you do get new MMOs coming around, but I feel like WoW still has this vast player base. I mean, they're still bringing out expansions.
Yeah, they just came out with an expansion.
Yeah.
Shadowlands or whatever it's called.
So
I saw an ad
someone's fucking playing it.
It's been going on for what? Like near 20 years now?
It's crazy. Yeah, I think it came out in like 2005, I want to say. Maybe 2004.
So like 16 or 17 years. That's wild.
World of Warcraft
can be going for so long.
2004, yeah. I mean, I played it from release day, and I was like, let's have a look at this, and I was hooked. I played it for 5 years, like I was obsessed. I loved it. Yes, RuneScape, there's a weird one, still going.
RuneScape.
Still going! The RuneScape streamers are fucking huge, like it's crazy.
Barry loves RuneScape.
Yeah, Barry does love RuneScape. He was like, PFlax, mate, if you've grown up with it, trust me, bro, you'd be all over this game, you'd love it.
I've tried them all. Like, I've tried WoW, I've tried RuneScape. I've never gotten into any of them.
WoW was great, honestly, when it came out. It was great. I loved it. I played it a lot. I was like every day for 5 years, and I was in a guild, and we got as far as Molten Core and all the rest of it. Like, we were full on. I was farming. I was spending all my free time. I was like, oh, I'll just log in and go and farm some blah blahs, and I was on the market and all the rest. All the stuff that people do when they play WoW.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved it. It was just such a nice, relaxing time sink. But then it also had some stuff to offer you to sort of go a step further and try and get better and do hard instances and stuff like that. And, you know, you'd have to farm up all your mats for your potions that you'd need and, you know, build out, you know, your loadout had to be perfect and you had your role in the raid and everything. And it was like 40 people raids. Now I think it all seems to be these 5-man instances that are like easy to hop in and out of because they realize most people can't spare the hours and hours that it took to do these 40-man raids. Like Molten Core it was like that's your whole. You'd start at like 8. You'd be going for like 4 or 5 hours if you were shit, and we were shit. So we were going forever. And if we wiped, that's it. The whole fucking thing's a complete waste of time. It was brutal. But it was great. You go in, everyone's on TeamSpeak, but it was also like Eve was like that as well because you'd have these battles where it was like there'd be like 150 of you on TeamSpeak, and you know the fleet commanders like trying to coordinate everything, and it was just fucking awful. Like
that sounds like a nightmare. That's an actual nightmare.
And it was so laggy. The Eve engine could not handle more than like 20 or 30 ships. Really, like it honestly couldn't handle it. It was just a literal slideshow. Like you've seen a PowerPoint presentation where a slide comes up, someone switches to the next one after 5 seconds. Like when people talk about PowerPoint and stuff, they don't remember what Eve battles were literally like that. You would queue stuff up and just sit back and wait because it was like frame. It was like that bad because you'd have 200-300 ships all fighting and it just could not handle it. As I understand it, they subsequently fixed it a bit, but God, Camatrick going popping off. But this has actually been pretty even. I feel like the CTs have just not... I think Dan and Don Leviathan, who bigged himself up, I believe, has really not stepped up compared to Zadov, Camatrick, and Lightning have really turned it on the second half of this game.
Yeah, he's not really flashy, but he's not
just solid.
Bad in like... Don is not bad in like a funny way, so it's just kind of...
No, he's just... sadly disappointing. 9 and 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't big yourself up.
Yeah, if you hype yourself up like that, you either gotta be extreme on the spectrum. This is a shooting gallery.
Bob says it wasn't Don who bigged himself up. I was mistaken. Fair enough.
Oh, okay. That's fair then. We've been giving him shit for like an hour.
Poor Don.
It just wasn't him.
Poor Don. Who was it? Was it Tekri? Classic Bob. Well, they can secure the draw with a dub here. I've thought about a Dota MOBA. I was thinking about that for some time.
What do you mean?
I mean, it would be a MOBA set in the Dota universe, and you've got all the.
You mean like an MMORPG?
Sorry, an MMO. Yeah. So it would be tied in. You could go and play games of Dota, and that would influence your character in the MMO. So you might get a quest in your MMO that's like kill 10 heroes. So you know you'd play a game of Dota, and hopefully that would help your quest in your MMO. But you could just, if you think about all the different heroes and characters there are in Dota, I was thinking it's like such a great universe to flesh it out and have storylines and everything. It would be pretty cool to have a Dota themed MMO set in that world with stuff. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
And it might actually bring in new players, because with the existing game, I don't think you're gonna. But I think if you had a Dota MMO where, you know, and you could do an MMO queue, so you'd have a queue that was the MMO queue, where this didn't count for MMR, but the things that you did in the game would count for your MMO. So it would be more of a sort of...
If you buy a BKB, you like get a BKB on your...
something like that,
MMO item.
So that you'd have an MMO queue for Dota, Because you wouldn't want MMO Dota players fucking up your actual ranked games by saying, sorry, I have to buy a rapier for a quest. Like, that would fucking suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what Battle Pass is these days, though. It could be something like Battle Pass, though.
But so it would be that kind of thing, but within an MMO. So you could just play the MMO. So there wouldn't be anything that made you play Dota. But in games of Dota, things that you did would have an influence on the things that... So you could go farm... like, let's say you farmed a load of gold in a game and won, then that would... you'd get that gold in the MMO. So, obviously, losing the game would cost you in the game of Dota and in the MMO. So it would, more sort of impetus to win.
Are you playing a hero in the MMO? Or
yeah, no. So you design a character that would be like Axe. So you would be of his ilk. So you'd have all these character classes. You'd have an Axe type character. So you'd be whatever he is. I can't remember what race Axe is, but you would be one of his kind of people, but different. Like you'd be your own version of Axe. So you wouldn't be called Axe. You'd be called like Spanner or whatever, or Shovel, and but you'd be his. It's 14-10. They're pulling this back. So you'd be the same race as Axe, and you'd be in. that would be the starting area. So it'd be quite a large world. So wherever I think Disruptor and Axe are from the same sort of realm, if you like, the same. I think Axe.
Yeah.
Disruptor, a couple of others, so they'd be like a keen starting area. So if you're like a sniper style character or a snapfire style character, you'd be from that area. So your starting area would be like that. A bit like in WoW, the way you've got the undead starting area, the orcs and the trolls and all the rest of it, and that would be quite cool.
I don't think does Steam do any, or rather Valve does. I don't think Valve's ever done an MMO.
No. I mean, what have they done since Dota? They did Half-Life 3, the Alex thing.
Alex. I guess CSGO came out after Dota 2, I think.
No. Oh, CSGO, I think, yeah.
CSGO, yeah. Not.
So let's look at Valve. Oh, no, Valve, the games company. So, games.
Ooh, oh my god, Dawn Leviathan with the wallbang headshot.
List of Valve games. Half-Life, Team Fortress Classic, Half-Life Opposing Force, Ricochet, Counter-Strike, Deathmatch Classic, Half-Life Blue Shift, Day of Defeat, Counter-Strike Neo, Counter-Strike Condition Zero, Codename Gordon, Counter-Strike Source, Half-Life Source, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, Day of Defeat Source, Half-Life 2 Lost Coast, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Gary's Mod, Half-Life 2 Survivor, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Portal, Team Fortress 2, The Orange Box, which is all the previous...
This is like 2006.
Counter-Strike Online, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Alien Swarm, which I don't remember at all, Portal 2, CSGO, Dota 2.
Like
so CSGO came before Dota 2 in terms of release.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike Online 2, Counter-Strike Nexon like Zombies, Left 4 Dead Survivors, The Lab, which was a virtual reality game, Artifact, Dota Underlords, Half-Life Alyx. So in the last 10 years, in terms of real games, they've released...
Half-Life Alyx.
I'm going to ignore Alien Swarm because I've never heard of it. It was a remake of the Unreal Tournament 2004 mod Alien Swarm, which I've never heard of.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm going to say
great.
Portal 2 2011, CSGO 2012, Dota 2 2013. I'm going to ignore Counter-Strike Online 2, Counter-Strike Nexon, Left 4 Dead Survivors, ignoring all those, and The Lab. So between CSGO and between Dota 2, Artifact 5 years later was the next game was Artifact, which died. Then Underlords, which was 2020,
just like a port of a mod.
And then Half-Life Alyx. Incredible. Like, they're not a games-making company anymore. But I bet there's people there that would like to make a game.
So, CTs have won 3 rounds in a row to save themselves from death.
They've actually won 6 in a row, dude.
Have they won 6 in a row?
The CTs have won 6 games in a row, 6 maps in a row. It's now 14-12. They are turning it on.
I thought it was less than that, but yeah, that's incredible. And it looks like they're gonna get another unless they do.
The bomb is down. Oh my god, it's 14-13. This is hope. I mean, if they did a new Left 4 Dead, I'd love that, because that's such a great game. We should do more of the Left 4 Dead 5v5. That
style
was
games.
Or 4v4. That was really fun. Because we used to play that in-houses. We used to do Left 4 Dead in-houses. Can you do private server Left 4 Dead stuff?
I bet there's certainly
there must be a way where we can spectate it. Is that a thing? Because I would fucking love to cast Left 4 Dead in-house. That would be so fun.
I'd love to play that. Holy shit.
Yeah, playing it would be awesome.
I want to play Left 4 Dead. There's some new games like Left 4 Dead, but none of them have really none of them have
No, you're right.
the
Back
feeling.
4 Blood, which is made by the Left 4 Dead team. You're right.
But
yeah,
none of
Rhino.
them
If you can see a way to do it, dude, it would be so hype. Oof.
Back 4 Blood.
Yeah.
Huh, I've never even heard of that.
OC did something like that recently. Kraken Colosseums do something with that. I mean, honestly, if there's a way to do it, it would be hype. Oh, Dan! Oh, it's 1v1. Sorry, it's 2v1.
2v1.
Oh, he's taking licks. It's 1v1 now. Zadov versus Tekri.
Come on, Tekri.
Tekri.
He snuck past him. He didn't even notice.
He did.
But he still has yet to plant the bomb. But he can just do it behind the box. Oh!
Did he miss the shot?
He did. Oh, Tekri, use your rifle, you goon.
Why isn't he using the fucking AWP? Okay. Well, they got to win back-to-back rounds to save this. Yeah, Verd, I was thinking the same thing. It should surely be similar to setting up a private server in CS, where we just need a server. I don't know if there's a spectator mode. That's the problem. If there is no sort of spectator mode, it wouldn't surprise me, because
I still think it'd be fun to play, though.
It would, but we would need to find a way to cast it. That's the problem.
Yeah, if you couldn't cast it.
Oof.
I love those Left 4 Dead style games, like Vermintide.
Oh, I played it a bit. I couldn't get into it. It was all right, but it's just I'll be honest with you. I don't enjoy Warhammer settings for games.
Yeah,
I just think about the cost of the miniatures for those poor kids.
Tell me about it, dude. I've got a big fucking pile of plastic sitting on a shelf.
Oh, that's one for Zadov. Oh, he needs to make the shot. Oh
my god, he does.
Wow.
Well played.
He toggled at the end there for sure. Well, Cock, that concludes this week.
It's been a good week.
It has been a good week. It has been a good week. Bob, are you playing Dotes with Luke and Ashwin, or are you just chilling? Oh yeah, Zadov MVP for that, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Legit fucking put the legwork in for that one. He did. He did. I mean, I'm up for a game of Dotes if you lads are playing Dotes. Are you in game though? Or do you have room?
They're getting Adam in with this.
Oh.
I've got to go eat dinner, so I will leave you to it.
Okay, homie. Thanks for the cast, as ever, Cock.
Thanks for having me, man. See you later.
A pleasure as ever. Take it easy, buddy. You guys got room for one? You got room for one?
Nope.
Seriously?
Nope.
No, seriously, we've got 5.
Brutal. Alright. Cheers, lads.
Alright.
Alright, I'll see you lot tomorrow. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. Peace out.